All right, back for another episode of Gridiron Banter. As always, I'm Gavin Laskowski, returning as Josh Conroe, and Mike Battisti with special guest Dylan Ford. Woo!
Hello, guys. It's great to be back. The show's really fallen off once I left, so I came back to straighten things up a little bit.
I distinctly remember your call-in, which was so terrible we had to hang up on you.
I think it was a great call. I don't know what you're talking about. I think the Hurts hate has gone too great here. So that's part of the reason that I'm here is to kind
I
of
don't
settle
think it's
that.
great enough.
Yeah.
To be 100%.
I think we could hate a little more,
Yeah.
personally. So, do we want to start with that game then? Pull up the Thursday night. Hold on, I'm in the wrong week. All right, week 6 Thursday night game.
I don't have to share the lives of Dylan anymore.
The New York Giants mollywopped the Philadelphia Eagles 34-17. Cam Scatterby with 3 touchdowns, just shy of 100 yards on the day. And the Eagles looked kind of bad.
Yeah, the Giants just played like everything I wanted that game. Jackson Dart played nearly a perfect game and minimal compared to last week where we had 5 turnovers. There was very little mistakes this game, no turnovers. Scatterby is just a monster, and he's the man. And that defensive line looked great against a Philly line that's like the best in the NFL. They were producing sacks, and
I think Brian Burns took the lead or tied the lead with for sacks.
like it's nice when of course the football is random. Like guys are expected to do to like a certain extent, but they go under and over all the time. But most of our line is above average, I'd say, because like Abdul Carter's, but he's a rookie, so I give him kind of like he's not like tearing it up, but he's all right. Brian Burns is having a career year. Thibodeau's having a great contract year. Dexter Lawrence is just doing his stuff. Like everyone's performing to what we're paying them for, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Even Abdul Carter looked better than normal this week.
I think the problem is like there's just so much that it's hard for him to get involved.
Yeah.
Too many mouths to feed on there.
But still, he's making an impact, just causing pressure on that line.
Mhm.
And he, I've seen a few, his kind of, because they usually have him send toward, the middle more than going, on the outside. They usually leave that for Tibbs and Brian Burns. But he creates opportunity for Burns to, do his thing, despite it.
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, if you have Dex in the middle, like, you either have to double him or just leave him.
Yeah.
Then you got everyone else on the outside coming in, so.
I love it so much. A good D-line is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Beating the Giants isn't for everyone, Philly.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
It's so funny how this team
Being
starts.
Philly ain't for everyone.
Wow.
Cowboys.
This team starts 0-3, and then we get our first win against what everyone thought was, one of the top-tier teams in the Chargers.
Mhm.
And then we can proceed to get whooped by the Saints the next week, and then we beat the Eagles in primetime. Something that Daniel Jones never did. He
Yeah.
never beat the Eagles in primetime.
We've lost the past 10 years of Thursday night games. Every single Thursday night we've
It
lost.
was 8 divisional losses in a row, by the way.
Yep, 8 divisional losses in a row. And Daniel Jones never beat the Eagles. As well, did you just say that? Or?
Yeah.
In prime time.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't-
not just in prime.
I think
He's
it was
never
just-
beat
yeah.
the Eagle. He never beat him. And
Did
that's
you not beat him last year?
no, Tyrod Taylor beat them a few years
Oh.
ago. But that was the only one.
I think Davis Webb beat them that, week
Yeah.
18 when they had a bye or something. That was, the one Kenny Galladay touchdown game.
Yeah. But I think they still lost that one.
Maybe. I don't know.
But Daniel Jones never beat them, which is just terrible for someone who's there for 6 years and leading the offense.
Mm-hmm.
But first game Jackson Dart against a rival. He's undefeated against his rivals, so.
True.
Well, it's a one-game sample size.
But he is.
Clearly, Spencer Rattler is his real rival.
Yeah. On the other side, though,
Drew Brees versus Eli Manning 2.0.
Yeah.
that
inbound.
Eagles secondary is a problem that needs to be addressed.
I think
Special teams also
I
pretty
think
terrible.
Quinion Mitchell got injured. I remember
Really?
seeing.
That's
Yeah.
bad.
They had some injuries, so.
Because that was looking very vulnerable.
No Jalen Carter. Nobody to spit on.
And
Well, I saw there the MetLife turf had a factor in him not playing, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I wouldn't play him on that."
That's
there
a real
either."
stadium at home field advantage.
Yeah, don't play your questionable players because they're gonna die on the field.
And then I don't know what is wrong with that offense. It is kind of looking dysfunctional.
But I can sort of explain something here from my perspective. And having Saquon in fantasy, it's important to note that they no longer run the ball effectively, which leads Jalen Hurts
Yeah.
to pass 40 times, and he can't pass.
I saw a TikTok, I don't know, a couple days ago. It was like some expert being like, I don't understand how they're 4-0 when they can't run or pass the ball effectively. So
Luck.
I think a lot of it comes down to the scheming and what they're doing right now. I agree they're not using their pieces properly. I think you should give Saquon the ball more. Clearly, that's been one of the big problems.
Well,
in these last
mostly
two
they're
games.
no longer in motion a lot compared to last year when they would run these more trick plays and they would be able to go through and effectively run the ball. Saquon was averaging like 6 yards a carry last year,
Well,
and now he's only averaging 3.
he got 6 carries last week. How are you gonna give like your all-star, like all the buzz last year,
Dylan-
6 carries?
Dylan and I were
12 this
talking
week.
about it. Like they don't play a complete game of football. Like they'll play a good half. Either it's the first or the second, and then that's just it. They don't play a full game.
And I feel like it's the biggest thing holding them down right now is that if they have a lead in the beginning, the second half, they will do nothing. They'll either run it and just kind of blow out
They
the
didn't even
clock.
have a lead in the beginning.
Or if they don't have a lead in the beginning, in the second half, they try to make up for it in the pass. And obviously, essentially, you haven't warmed up really. You haven't been playing football. So once you need to actually start playing and you're behind, I mean, we've clearly seen in the last, like this week when they played the Giants, that was a big problem for them is that they weren't ready to start playing football, it seemed, which, be as it may, but you got to start, doing something if you want to continue winning games, Not saying that the Giants are bad because Dart is looking good and their defensive line is looking amazing. But I feel like this is a game they should have won like 48 out of 50 times, This is one of those times that they didn't, though. So I just feel like they got to start playing actual football and not kind of letting their foot off the gas once they start winning or putting it on the gas once they start losing.
Do we know who they play this upcoming week?
Who, the Giants?
No, the Eagles.
Yeah, you play the Eagles in 2
Philly plays
weeks.
Minnesota, and New York plays Denver.
So see if they can beat the team that beat the Eagles last week.
Is JJ McCarthy going to be back by then? Do we know?
I think he is back this week,
I
possibly.
thought he
Maybe.
was he put on IR?
I don't think he was.
Okay.
Double check real quick.
Well, while they do that, let's quickly mention me and Gavin's Survivor Week is now over.
Yeah, Josh and I both picked Philly to win in Survivor, but I mean, a win is a win.
You're happy about it either
You
way.
get what you can get.
Jackson Dart being 2-0 against Super Bowl contenders is kind of an
Yeah.
interesting
One
stat line.
less thing I have to worry about when I set my lineups and my pick'ems on
Good point.
Wednesdays or whatever.
No, I think we do it today.
Vikings are on bye this week, so he's probably gonna be back next
I
week.
knew that. I dropped their defense. Let's
Yeah.
quickly. Do we want to just transition to is Hurts elite? Because I would say that an elite passer or runner in this case does not throw an interception when you have a wide open AJ Brown in the backfield.
That was pretty bad. I don't know if you saw that. He
Or
literally had AJ
yeah.
Brown one-on-one with inside leverage. It would have been a free touchdown.
An elite quarterback does not miss AJ Brown dismantling the Giants' defense on that one play and overthrowing him by almost 10 yards.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this out of the way. I do not think he's elite. I think the elite is clearly Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. Maybe Joe Burrow if he could stay healthy, but those I think are the 4 elite. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is compared to any of them. I'm saying Jalen Hurts is better than everyone else besides those 4. That's my argument.
That is a horrendous
I highly
take.
disagree with that. I think there is at least 5 other QBs in the league that are doing more with less and like commanding their offenses without the superpowers he has and one of the best wide receiver cores, the best running back, the best offensive line, and doing way more and bringing wins and not like shitting his pants when they need him to do something.
Well, see, my thing is like I can't argue the fact that he has an amazing team. I can't fight that because it's just fact. He has a great team, great players around him. But I want to look at the fact that without some of those pieces, I don't think he still sucks ass. Like you guys are saying, like if he doesn't have that, he is a horrible quarterback. He's not going to be able to do anything. Personally, I just don't agree with that.
We saw this an example this week. His running game couldn't get started, and look what it led to him, losing to the Giants.
But yet again, as I said earlier, I think this is more of a coaching and a scheming thing where they're not playing actual football. I don't know if these...
Were they playing cricket?
I don't know. I don't know if the Eagles are like actually giving it their all. Is my biggest argument right now. Is
Good.
we saw like 2 years ago, last year even, when the Chiefs were winning games, they were winning it by like 1 touchdown. That's because I feel like Patrick Mahomes and that entire offense, they don't really need to try because they already know they're probably going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to get far in the playoffs. Am I wrong that it seemed like last year the Chiefs kind of felt like they weren't really playing to their fullest potential?
Yeah, I agree. I see what you mean.
And I feel like that's just the same thing happening with the Eagles right now, is that they're not playing full games of football because they feel like, oh, we're almost guaranteed to make the playoffs. Why risk playing our guys as hard as they can to win games that are probably wins anyway? Maybe this Giants game is a wake-up call that maybe we need to start trying a little harder yet again.
I think that Denver was a wake-up call, and they did not pick up the phone.
Denver, I think, is one of those.
That was hard. That was tough.
Thank you. I just want to point out, and I will agree with you, one thing, that the offense is completely different, but that is because Kellen Moore is now in New Orleans.
Yes.
So now you're running a completely different scheme, which clearly an elite quarterback would be able to adjust to, which we can't see here.
I mean, we're also only 5 weeks in, keep in mind. They've had this whole offseason. I'm not saying, like, they shouldn't have been able to adjust, but we've seen this a couple of years ago. What was it? I think they lost to the Jets, and then they went on their bye, and then they came back, and they were, like, one of the best. Or was it? Am I thinking?
I think you're thinking of when they lost to the Jets and then sucked.
That's when they sucked,
and then the Dallas won the division.
But you see with other teams, too, that once you go on bye, it kind of gives you a chance to reevaluate things. I know they're not on bye this week. When is their bye? Do we know that stuff?
The Phillies bye?
Yeah.
It's either 9 or 11.
Okay.
So, anyways, I'm just saying
I bet on it.
We've seen teams turn it around after certain weeks, whether that being the coaching's not looking good, they're not playing good. And I think, like I said, either the Broncos game should have been a wake-up call, or this Giants game it should be a wake-up call in general. That
phone is ringing.
Who's calling my phone?
We need to start. They need to start playing actual football and playing the full game. I think if they play full 4 quarters, A, Jalen Hurts looks better, and B, I just think in general this entire offense and defense might just come out a little bit better and actually look like the elite team that they are.
See, I like all what you're saying, but I feel like there's one barring issue behind that, and I think that Jalen Hurts is kind of the problem of turning that around and playing that full game, is that I don't think he can, when his team is down, I don't think he's the type of QB that can raise everyone else around him. And I think he's usually elevated by his other players making plays.
Yeah, he hits some mysterious quote after every game. He's like,
"Do you see his Ratatouille hat?"
Yeah, he always wears that.
Let me just pin off of Dylan's comment about how if they play a full 4 quarters, they've played 8 quarters of football in the past 2 weeks, and they've looked shit in 7 of them. So I've seen 4 quarters. I've seen 8. None of them have looked good.
I mean, you're not wrong. I agree that it seems like there's definitely things wrong with this offense. And I'm not going to say Jalen Hurts holds none of the blame because obviously you're the quarterback. You got to be doing something. And maybe right now he isn't a top 5 quarterback like I think. But in general, I feel like he's shown that he can be. His 2 best games have been in Super Bowls, the most important games of your career. Obviously, he lost in one of them, but he won last year. That has to mean something overall, And
just because you win the big one doesn't mean that you are better than somebody.
And I can see
especially in a team sport scenario. Like obviously, like it's a big accomplishment, and that kind of like devalues the whole Brady GOAT argument. But like, you're not gonna take Eli Manning over Dan Marino.
Yeah, probably.
You had to say Dan Marino just to get him going.
But that's a whole discussion for another day.
Oh, that's hard. My least favorite thing when comparing players is the championship draft, because it's the same thing with basketball, because it just makes like evaluating players so difficult because it is a team sport, but it's also like the major accomplishment, the most important thing you can do. Now, I don't want to deter too far, but I want to rattle off some QB names, and I want to see if you like them more than better than Jalen Hurts.
I was about to do the same thing.
Oh, all right. So first one,
great minds think
and
alike.
the ones I say are going to be mostly ones I believe.
Are we basing this off of just this season? Like, who would I have right now?
I'm going to say primarily this season, but with the extent of his player over the years, but kind of both, if that makes sense. But primarily this season. All right, Dak Prescott.
I'd easily take Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott is a better QB.
Dak's playing at an MVP level now.
Baker Mayfield.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Playing perfect games. And, I mean, he's tough, though. He has a great, team around him.
Well, also,
But-
Baker is we go back to, week 1 where we talk about talent risers. And to be able to lead, I think it's either 4 or 5 come from behind wins in the fourth quarter is truly an elite playoff team and a elite riser.
One thing like I think is kind of overlooked in sports, kind of more like some people are kind of just stat watchers and like, yeah, that's great, but being able like I've had this conversation with Dylan before of like the people who are risers and really like game changers, like yeah, that's why I was always saying like I'll never rank Tua. Like he's a good, not great. All right, hang on, let me back it up. He was a good QB. He put up like 47,000 yards if you use
47,000.
4,700 yards a few years ago. That's good enough. That's a good QB in the NFL at like the top competition.
But
he is not a riser, and I still like he's never gonna be the QB that could take them anywhere.
Can I build off that really quick?
Yeah.
One of my most important traits for a quarterback is that they can command an offense, which is something that Tua really can't do. With someone who can lead a locker room, unlike Tua, like look at Dak Prescott and George Pickens. I'll use them as an example. Pickens was seen as a locker room nuisance in Pittsburgh, yeah. And now you go there and you see them hugging and jumping for joy down the tunnel. I suppose that's the effect when you have an elite quarterback at the helm who can actually get you.
Or
the
you're
ball.
just not playing in Pittsburgh.
That's another option.
I will say, why are we hating on Tua all of a sudden? Listen,
Well,
I get it.
I'm
but,
just
like,
using Tua because of the Tyreek Hill discourse.
well,
Because look at him jumping for joy after dying on the field, and saying, "Oh, I no longer have to play with Tua."
No, he said he was like just trying to like ignore the pain. He was like trying to be happy.
That's what they all say.
I'm glad he's gone personally. But anyways, back to the Jalen Hurts thing.
Didn't he say he was going to
and
retire after being done with?
Yeah, he
The
said he was going to
Dolphins?
retire after like 30.
hopefully. I do want to state that this season, I'm not going to say that Jalen Hurts is top 5 quarterback this season. I'm looking also at his last. He's in the league what?
5 years. He's played 4 seasons as a full starter.
So I'm also looking at that when I'm analyzing Jalen Hurts, saying he's my top 5. This year is completely different. I agree with you that right now Dak playing at MVP level, Baker Mayfield. There's some other guys I'm sure you're gonna list off.
Are you still going with names? Because I got some
Yeah.
names first.
Yeah, I got like a few more. Well, I just like going back to it. Like another example of someone I kind of feel like you can watch football like after watching enough because I got really back into it 2022, and that's when I started watching on games every week, all time slots. So I see every QB in the league, and I feel like I can pick up. So what's your guys' thoughts on like Bo Nix? Is he like
Bo Nix is a good quarterback,
but not a riser, right?
He's not a riser.
So
Bo Nix can lead his team, but I don't think like in a comeback situation you're down with 2 minutes. I don't think you would want Bo Nix. You'd rather have somebody else.
So the next one I wanted like kind of going off that Bo Nix. What about Jared Goff?
I'd take Jared Goff over Jalen Hurts right now.
That one I'm kind of
It's
I
50-50
kind of
for
disagree
me.
on.
There's certain situations you'd rather have Goff in like more of a passing scenario, but Jalen Hurts in more of like if you're let's say in a lead scenario, Hurts would be far better because especially with his run game, you
Well,
can. More
if you're
ice the
leading,
game.
then what do you need Jalen Hurts for? Jared Goff can hand off the ball too.
Yeah, but I think Jalen Hurts can hand off the ball better.
True. He's pretty good at that and getting his butt pushed.
But going back, I don't know. I like, of course, this is hard to like. I don't really have anything backing up my arguments of risers and like kind of just coasters because there's really nothing. It's just kind of like
straight ball watcher.
It's literally just like what the feeling and kind of like I got from watching it, and that's kind of how I feel about Jared Goff. Is like I don't see him like game on his back compared to some of the younger QBs like Jaden Daniels, 100% game riser, like can do everything that needs to be done.
He's
I
in a little
have,
slump
even
right
though
now,
C.J.
though.
Stroud has been in a slump for like the past 2 years because battle line, whatever the reason is. But C.J. Stroud has won that rookie year. I fully believed he was going to be on the top of the league just because I think he's like that riser caliber and he should be like MVP contentions.
There's a
but-
lot of injuries.
There's a
also.
world where it happens.
But, you know, I like I said, I completely understand where you're coming from. Some of these quarterbacks are definitely this season better, but looking at it overall, I just think it's also going to be hard. I think we're going to have to just watch him for the next few years because eventually some of these players are going to have to leave. They're not going to be able to keep this Super Bowl caliber defense and offense for the next like 10 years as long as they have Hurts. So, you know, the more we'll see of him, the more we'll get to gauge. But for now, I still think that overall he is my 5th overall quarterback just because I've seen him, A, win a Super Bowl, B, to 2 Super Bowls. And played really good games. He's also been really good with turnovers the last few years. I've noticed. Granted, yesterday,
I think they showed a stat last night when he threw the pick. It was like his first pick in like 360 pass attempts or something like that.
that's really good. You want a quarterback who doesn't turn over the ball, and I think that's part of the reason that they've won a lot of these games because they don't turn over the ball.
I
that
mean,
often.
it's kind of hard to turn over the ball when you only throw 20 times a game.
I mean, granted, I just think he's overhated right now.
It definitely doesn't help that he plays for Philly.
Yes, Philly is also. If he was playing for a team like what's a like team? Like if he played for the Jaguars, actually.
I'd say like Lions.
Or the Jaguars
What's a
really
team
a
that,
like
like,
team?
if
You
you-
have to have a fan base to be liked.
What's a team that you would like?
No one really
You would
hates
never
the
hate.
Lions, I don't think.
Like if he was on the
No, I
Lions
actually
right
despise
now.
the Lions.
No one hates.
Lions fans are annoying.
They
All
are.
right, then I don't think anyone really hates
The
Bucs
team
fans.
itself I'm okay with, but their
Who hates
fans I
Bucs?
hate.
No one hates the Bucs.
Like if he was on the Bucks right now, would you be saying the same things about him?
No, because they're my second favorite team.
Like he
You
also
got to
keep in
stand
mind.
up for your boy. Look at Carter. I respect
Listen,
him for that.
I'm not saying anything, but both of you are Giants fans, and then you're a Cowboys fan. I'm just saying, the guy in your division who's won a Super Bowl like last year, I can understand why you guys hate him, but I know a lot of like the greater community of football also hates him. I'm not.
I also think it is like just overblown because that's what sports media is nowadays. Like he throws a bad game, he just gets shit on repeatedly, and like when the good things happen, you're like, oh, whatever, you know, because people just focus on the bad things, and like obviously I don't think he's actually that bad of a quarterback, but I don't think he's as high up as you have him.
It really just breaks down to like these markets and like how much national attention. Look how much
Yeah,
attention
exactly.
Jackson Dart has gotten from getting drafted to even now compared to Cam Ward. I haven't heard shit.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
Cam
To
Ward.
be fair, if you look at Cam Ward's game, and
Even
it's
if
not
he's not
been
doing
he's
good, like-
benefiting from no media attention.
Yeah, if Jackson Dart plays good, I hear 1,000 things about it. If he plays terrible like last week, I hear 1,000 things about it.
Big market versus
And that's
small
the
market.
attention, especially the Eagles have been a good team for the past 10 years, so they're always going to have that.
Plus, they just won the Super Bowl too,
and the
so
Super Bowl.
Especially
all
look
the
at, like-
spotlight is on him, and that's why there's so much like conversation, which is why he kind of needs to live up to a high standard, which is why he's getting exposed right now.
I mean, going back to college, he did get benched in the national championship game for Tua, and then he transferred out.
Turn the ball over.
Tua turned the ball over. He actually threw the game-winning touchdown pass to none other than Devonta Smith. So
Dude, no way.
small world.
To overwrap this though, and I think you guys are completely right that I needed to come on here because I feel like
It's been getting bad.
Hurts gets a lot of hate, and back at my college,
He will continue to be hated by me.
everyone at my college hates Hurts, and I feel like one
Shout
of
out
the only
Merlin.
people who actually really likes Jalen Hurts. And,
The
well,
wizard.
maybe not really likes. He's not like my favorite quarterback, but I think he gets too much shit for stuff that I don't know if it's always his fault or if it's necessarily like him playing, at a bad level. Yes, he throws a lot of checkdowns. I can't argue the fact that he doesn't because he does. Obviously the tush push has its problems, but I think we need to stop hating on Jalen Hurts as if he's like bottom 5 quarterbacks in the league and just kind of say like he's a good quarterback.
I
who
don't think
can-
anyone's hating on him at bottom 5 live.
I mean, I've seen some takes.
Well,
on it.
that's probably
Yeah,
like
get off Twitter.
To be fair, Giants and Cowboys fans, who are like the main antagonists of this, are some of the most unintelligent fans, I think.
No. You guys were like the worst in the
The
league.
Cowboys are like right.
We were like mid pack.
Well, that's. I'm just saying, like in general, out of like the sports, the worst ones I see is
that's
Giants
to be fair
and
that we're
Cowboys.
in that division.
And
though,
Eagles.
So
It's just the worst 3 of like the Commanders are such like
they're just
little-
there.
They're little babies, but the other 3 are just like the most crazy fan bases.
I love the
Best division in football by far.
we're getting Hard Knocks this year, right?
Yeah.
Surely.
When does
Are
that
we?
come out? I thought we were. I thought it was NFC East.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Do we want to
Yeah.
finish with the quarterbacks that we were?
Oh
originally
yeah,
on?
I was gonna name some more quarterbacks unless you had more.
I also have a couple.
So this one's a little bit of a troll, but like Mac Jones has kind of been playing better than Jalen Hurts the past couple games.
We're not gonna sit here and discuss if Mac Jones.
No, I know,
is a better
that's what I'm saying.
quarterback.
Mac Jones is a
I'm
Pro
saying
Bowl
I'm not
quarterback.
saying he is better, but he's been playing significantly better with all the injuries the 49ers have.
I will be. I'm not saying Mac Jones is like top 16, but I think he's a deserving starter in the league. I think he can.
I mean, he proved it last year
I
with
think
the
he's
Jags.
I
that
think
he
he's
was
better than
capable.
Geno Smith. How is he
Dude,
still a
he's
starter?
So, he has like 9 picks in 5
insane,
weeks.
bro.
I said this in the offseason.
He's a hang it up. I don't know why the Raiders traded for him.
Ethical hooper Geno Smith is over.
My dad did bring up a good point that this offense is kind of centered around Brock Bowers. So not having Brock Bowers is probably hurting them, but
Brock Bowers is why he throws 9 picks.
I still feel like you should be able to do more with Ashton Genty, and I don't think the receivers they're not great, but they're not bad. I think Jacoby and Trey Tucker maybe isn't the worst receiving core. You know, Jack Beck, he's still there, but
I don't think he's done anything. Thornton?
He's been not bad.
but we're not talking about the Raiders. But
Okay.
I just want to bring that up.
Next quarterback, Jordan Love.
That one's tough. I want to see more of Jordan.
As of right now, I think Love is playing better than Hurts. At this point in the season, at week 6 now, I think that Jordan Love is playing better than Jalen Hurts. But overall, I think that Hurts is better than Love.
When I was looking at the past league, he was like one that stuck out like a sore thumb to me. I don't know how to rank him. I feel like he is a riser, but he also benefits off of racism at the same time. But he's not like a riser to the extent of like everyone else that is like bigger.
I think I put him in that category of talent elevator at the beginning of the season.
I think so.
I think Love
that's
does
where
more
I'm
with
at.
less.
Yeah, I can agree with that too. He's hard. I'm pretty much on Dylan's side. I need to see a lot more Love. He's been in the league. This is his 3rd year now, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like
well, 3rd year is a full starter.
Yeah.
I think I haven't seen enough as him. It's weird. Yeah.
Wait, when does the Toyota Fest or Toyotathon
It's
start?
like November.
Okay, so we'll check back in when it hits Toyotathon.
Well, he's even playing good
Yeah.
out of Toyotathon right now.
Just
Yeah.
imagine when it hits Toyotathon,
That'll be
though.
pretty good.
Are we gonna get? I feel like there's a quarterback we're not mentioning.
Oh,
yet.
oh,
I'm
we'll get to
waiting-
him eventually.
I'm waiting for it.
I got
right
some
now.
other names I want to get to first. Drake May.
That's a good
That one.
Drake May is playing at an elite level right now.
Dude, I'm so pissed the Giants didn't get him. I wanted him so bad.
He's good.
It's nice. Yeah, but Drake May.
I'd rather Drake May over
Drake
Dar.
May is going to be one of those guys. I feel like for the next 10 to 15
Well,
years.
that's crazy. We get the Brady Manning 2.0. It's Jackson Dart and
Yeah.
Drake May.
I saw like tweets about that, but
You know who one of my favorite Twitter accounts is? Is just Drake May lover on
I
Twitter.
love Drake May.
Yeah,
He
lover.
just
Funny.
tweets. They did like a thing in the offseason where Drake May like took
Oh, when you
tweets.
read the things.
He took tweets out of like a helmet, and they were all from Drake May lover, and he was just like, "Okay, what is this, dude?"
Especially now that I have him in fantasy.
it was funny. I had to put my dad on to Drake May because he was like, I've heard of it. Like when we were watching the Bills game, and he was like, Drake May is not going to beat the Bills. I was like, I do not count him out. He is really like up and coming and is having a great year. And like, I saw this stupid post where it was listing all of the second-year QBs this year and like what their ceiling and floors was. So like Jackson or Jay Daniels his ceiling was like Lamar and his floor was like RG3 or something like that. And they had Brock or what's his name? Broncos.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix had like Drew Brees the ceiling. And then you go over to Drake May and his ceiling was like Daniel Jones. And his floor was something ridiculous. I don't remember.
Do
It
you
was the
know what,
funniest
what
thing
Caleb
ever.
was?
It was like, his was like Joe Burrow or bust or something like that.
That's the most ML football tweet I've ever
Let
heard.
me see if I can find it. It was so funny.
I love Drake May. You know, I really. You know, it feels like it's a little too soon for the Patriots to get another great quarterback, but you know, I can't be mad. I love Drake May. I hope he does great in the NFL, and if he continues playing how he's been playing this year, you know, I really think we could be seeing another. I don't think we're going to be seeing another Tom Brady from him, but I think we can see a good good enough quarterback to at least take them to the playoffs every
I
year.
still think the roster around him isn't that great, so I don't really know how far he could lead them. But I think he will probably be in that talent elevator tier in the next year or two.
Let me circle back really quick to a discourse that I'd like your comment on. Do you think that the Patriots failed Mac Jones? 'Cause I think that they
Absolutely,
did.
I
Yeah.
think they did.
I think that Bill Belichick and the Patriots failed him, and that they moved on from him far too fast.
I think Kyle Shanahan failed Mac Jones and should have drafted him instead of Trey Lance to begin with, because you can clearly see how well he fits in his system. Because Trey Lance never would have fit in the system.
No.
Because the Kyle Shanahan system is always the Matt Ryans, the Jimmy Garoppolos, those pocket passers who have little to no mobility, who are just going to game manage and get you the win. And Mac Jones literally fits that perfectly, but they decided to spend 3 first-round picks to trade up for Trey Lance.
Especially because Trey Lance is such a rush-heavy quarterback.
Yeah, and he was also such a raw prospect coming out. Like, it just made no sense to draft him at all.
Yep. So I found it. This was not just some like shitpost account like ML Football. This was PFF who posted it.
God.
So I'm just gonna go over them all real quick. Caleb Williams was ceiling Jordan Love, floor bust. Jaden Daniels was ceiling Lamar Jackson, floor Kyler Murray. It's like, all right. I'll do that one last. Michael Penix was ceiling Justin Herbert, floor Jameis Winston. Not terrible.
I could see it, yeah.
JJ McCarthy was ceiling Joe Burrow, floor Sam Darnold. So just like it's a little generous, but
Before Sam Darnold.
this was before the season, like week before the season. Bo Nix was ceiling Drew Brees, floor Mac Jones. Drake May was fucking ceiling Trevor Lawrence and floor Daniel Jones when this was like pre-Daniel Jones.
It's really
becoming the
funny
league.
because his floor is better than his ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes no. It was insane. Like I saw this when they first came out. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Drake May needs more respect, and he looks like he's getting it right now.
Speaking of Daniel Jones,
No.
he will be the next quarterback.
No, I just think that's an easy no.
No, I've watched.
Don't get me wrong. Daniel Jones is playing at a great level right now with the Colts. I'm not arguing that. I think he's doing good, and I'm not glad for him actually because I wanted Richardson to be the one starting. But you know,
That's crazy.
obviously he's winning the battle, so I can't really fight that.
Are we talking about this season?
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Specifically?
like, right now, would you
right
rather have
now,
Daniel Jones or Jalen Hurts?
4-1 or 4-2, I guess. Eagles like led QB.
I would rather have Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy to say that you
Daniel
want.
Jones is a little litmus test for ball knowledge.
I-
He's good as of right now, but he could instantly just crash.
I think I said this last week. I love seeing him succeed. I'll never be a Daniel Jones hater, besides when he's on the Giants. But like I want to see him succeed. But I do not trust him. I will never trust him. I watched him for too long. He could be the MVP this year, and people would be like, "Oh, you're mad because you lost him." I'd be like, "Nope, it didn't work out here. He was not
Same
on time."
people who are like, imagine having Daniel Jones as your QB when he was on the Giants. Are not like, oh, why'd you get rid of him?
Yeah, it's so dumb.
But no, he's not. I would rather have Jalen Hurts
Yeah.
100 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
I think it's a crazy argument.
Next one I'm gonna go to is Sam Darnold.
No.
Jalen Hurts, I would say. Yeah, still.
That
Darnold-
one's pretty close for me. He's been playing very well.
He's doing a lot better than I thought.
I had low expectations.
I written him off this season, thinking, you know,
They roll
their
me
line
off.
is horrible.
You
know,
you
right back
written
down.
him off?
I wrote him off. My
They
bad.
roll
I'm not
me
good with
off,
grammar.
but I write back though.
Geno Smith when we have to write him off again.
I
You go
wrote
right back.
I wrote Sam Darnold off. You know, I was like, bad O line. You know, Jackson Smith and Jigba is the only receiver here who's going to do anything. I don't think Cup is, and I don't think he has. But
He's had like if it's like the game last week where the Bucks like if it's a shootout he gets like the stats, but other than that he doesn't really do
I mean,
anything.
But he's been doing what he's been needing to do. It's not like Sam Darnold. I thought he was just going to collapse once he was out of the O'Connell system, but he learned something obviously from there because he's just been playing at a good level. Not someone I think that could take you to the Super Bowl, but like someone that could maybe get you to a wild card spot, which is something you kind of just you're fine with a QB most of the time. I know you wanted to say something.
I was just this is very off topic, but I was just wondering. You know how like we used to lease players out in fantasy, be like, "Oh, I'll trade you from 1 week and then you give it back." Can we do that with Jackson Dart and trade him to the Vikings and have him play while J.J. McCarthy's hurt, and then get him in that system and then bring him back?
Yeah.
So he
Well, Sam Darnold was in the Shanahan system for a year behind Purdy, and then he went to Minnesota the year after. So I mean
Didn't we
he's
ban leasing?
yeah, because
Bring
it's
that back.
stupid.
Dude, bring that back.
I complained about that.
I remember doing that with Devin.
I think you and I did it one time.
I
with
remember
Tony Pollard, yes.
it was Tony Pollard for like the Eagles defense or something. I was like, there's no way we're allowing this, right? There's no way.
Dude, 1 week leases were peak. Bring that back.
But anyways, let's continue on with your list.
The last one I have is Matthew Stafford, and I think
You'd rather have Stafford
I think I'd rather have Stafford
in
pretty
any
easily.
category,
Ru-
except for running.
Is he still in the same system? Because that I feel like matters a lot. If he's still with the Rams, yeah.
Let's say that you're putting like on a neutral team,
Yeah,
like the most like
Neutral team,
9-8 team
yeah,
ever.
average depth, average coaching.
I don't know.
I'd
I
rather
think
have
Jalen
Stafford.
Hurts could probably. I think Jalen Hurts could adapt better than.
Who
I
let this
think
guy
Stafford.
on the podcast?
Okay, I think Stafford really benefits from his system. Like you can't say that his head coach is not helping him a lot.
You
And
can't honestly look at what Stafford
This
is doing
year,
out
like,
in
Stafford-
Los Angeles. In general, his entire career. Look what he did on the Lions. The worst team in the league. He was 0-16 one year. And you can't tell me that you would rather have Jalen Hurts over
Well,
him.
actually, the 0-16 team
Was he injured
was
that year?
1 year before.
1
The
year
0-6
before.
team is how they got Stafford.
That makes more sense.
It's tough. I think they're.
I think the
close.
clone of Matthew Stafford is playing better than Jalen Hurts
You
personally.
Right now,
you
oh,
can't
yeah,
look
I'm
at me
not.
and tell me that you would rather have Jalen Hurts over Matt Stafford.
But I think yet again it benefits from his system, and I think he's in a very pass-happy system. You know, you put him in a more one that's willing to go both ways. You know, you want someone to run. I feel like he might struggle a little bit more, but. You know, if we're saying that you want a pass-happy team, then yes, I would say Stafford over Hurts right now. But I think if you have a more middle-of-the-road team, I'd rather have Hurts. But maybe I don't know ball.
I don't think you know ball, because if you're saying you take him out of a pat, like he's literally the talent elevator. Like that guy's the clutchest guy I've ever seen play football. One of the clutchest guys I've ever seen play football, and I just don't think that if you were to put them at a neutral spot, or like same team, like mediocre at everything, I think Stafford is still far and away better than Jalen Hurts. Not that Jalen Hurts is like trash, but Matthew Stafford has elevated so many teams over the years that I think that he's just way better than Hurts.
You know, maybe you're right. I'm not.
Maybe.
I think it's close, honestly. But I see. Obviously, I'm the only one who doesn't think that. But yeah, again, I'm the high guy in Jalen Hurts, so maybe that's just because of that. But I don't know. I'd rather have Jalen Hurts, but I'm not. I'm mad if you say you want Matt Stafford over him.
There's one guy I forgot.
Well,
And
yeah.
I can't believe I forgot him. My glorious king, Justin Herbert. It was looking good for 3 weeks, but he's kind of tailed off a little bit.
He can get back.
Yeah,
That- That Giants game really hurt him.
yeah.
I think that honestly, and I'm defending him here. A lot of it is to the injuries that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That O-line is looking pretty like
He's
Swiss
basically in the
cheese.
CJ Stroud scenario, which is funny because all of Herbert's career is like, we need to get this guy a receiver. We need to get this guy a receiver. Now he has 3 competent receivers and then nothing else. So
I think this year, I would rather have Justin Herbert as of currently. But
we did it.
Overall,
we did
I
it.
still think that Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback.
I'd rather have Justin Herbert overall. In
Yeah,
general.
I think.
And you know,
I
know
really
that's-
think the only thing that Hurts has on Herbert is a Super Bowl ring.
Herbert's the 5th best in the league.
You know, I won't bring up that stat because
That's an
apparently you don't
outtake.
like it when I bring up that stat.
It's
But
a hot take, Michael.
you know, I think this year, yes, I would rather have Justin Herbert leading my team, but I think Jalen Hurts is still like 2 or 3 spots behind, but I don't think it's like by the end of the year, it could just be completely switched depending on how these quarterbacks play for the rest of their games. But yet again, overall, I still think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback, but I'll let you guys talk it out. Michael, I know you got stuff to say about Justin Herbert.
No, not really. You guys kind of got everything.
I got a couple other quarterbacks if we want to do that I
Oh.
think we missed.
Why don't we just talk about every quarterback in the
No,
league?
there's just 2 of them I want to mention. The first one was Caleb Williams.
I want to. He's in the Jordan Love camp of I want to see more.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree.
He's having a strong start.
And the other one was Aaron Rodgers.
No.
I'd probably still
Right
take
now,
Jalen Hurts.
fuck no.
Yeah, I agree
Would
with
you
Michael
not?
here. No, no.
We can finally get to week 5.
Yeah, be
Yay.
week 5. That's preseason week 2. Okay. Starting off, we did Thursday last week.
Do we want to do like a full or like analysis of week 5 or week 6? I feel like one we do like a quick kind of like. But
The
never
only-
mind. We do the week.
We
That's
do
how we
the week
usually
6
do it.
when we
Right?
do the pick'ems.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind. Just
We just
What's
do,
bro
yeah.
yapping about?
Just ignore me.
Okay, so
Just ignore me.
second game. This was London, right? The Browns.
No, this was Ireland.
Oh, that's what it
Because
was.
remember,
No, I thought this was
who was getting
London.
shanked in Ireland?
That was
No,
the
that's what-
Steelers, though.
I want to say this
That was
was
Skylar
this wasn't
Thompson.
London, was
It might-
No,
it was-
this was 100% Ireland because I remember picking
Mike,
the
look it up
Vikings to
real quick.
win.
It
I
was.
thought they said that this one was in London because this was the first team that.
Did the Vikings
second
play
team.
in fucking London last week? Or did they
I
play in
think they
Ireland
did.
last week
They
and they
played-
played in London this
They
week?
played in Dublin the first week.
So it
and
must,
they
I
played
think
in
it was
London.
it was
It's
either
o-
way it was
it's
not in the
overseas.
U.S. They were out of country.
Who put the Vikings overseas 2 weeks in a row?
I don't know.
Apparently, the Browns are gonna. This is the second team that's gonna play a bye week team off of a away or like a international game. They try not to do that because obviously you don't want a team that gets an extra week to prepare for you to play a team that just went to a different, continent. But apparently the Browns are gonna be the second team ever to have to deal with that.
Dylan is right. Last week was London.
Last week was London, yeah. So
Who was getting shanked over in London?
Skylar Thompson.
Yes.
He got like
Dude,
mugged or
Dolphins
something.
Pro Bowl quarterback.
he was a
He was a
Bowler?
Pro Bowler?
I'm pretty sure he was.
The bar must have been really low
Yeah,
if we put
that
Skylar
would
Thompson
have
in the
been a
Pro Bowl.
bad season.
Anyway, we'll move into the actual game. This is, what was it, the 40th something quarterback to start for the Browns in franchise history, and
Spitting fake news.
Am I really? Who am I
Tyler
thinking?
Huntley is.
Tyler Huntley, maybe. I could
so
have sworn he made one.
Dylan Gabriel actually didn't even look that bad. I mean, obviously he didn't look great, but compared to what you were getting out of Joe Flacco, it wasn't. He didn't turn the ball over, so.
I think this was a very promising game for the Browns. I don't know if this is like, oh, we got our guy, but he looks
Way too early to tell.
he looks like he has potential. We really just have to wait and see with him and see what he continues to do going through these next few weeks. He has a they play the Steelers this week, I think, so I think this will be a bigger test because Steelers still got a decent defense.
Their defense
overall.
has been terrible.
Have they been
It's
terrible?
been
Their
very
defense has been pretty bad.
I have not paid attention to the Steelers at all so far. So
They're known for their defense,
Oh,
yet they're in the opposite today. Yeah.
Their offense is pretty efficient.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Define
I'll be
efficient.
shocked.
Pretty good.
I just presume the Steelers are always bad offensively, and good
Mediocre.
defensively.
Yeah.
So
We're moving on to Quinshaw Judkins continues to play pretty well to the what's the word I'm looking for? The unhappiness of Dylan Ford over here.
yeah. Well, you shouldn't say unhappiness.
I didn't. There was a word I was looking for. I didn't know it. So
Detriment?
yeah, that's what it was.
I thought I was saying this offseason, I don't know if he's going to live up to.
You said do not draft this guy at any cost. He's going to be a bust. I
Yes.
remember this
Because
conversation.
I wanted to full commit to it, so if I was right, I could be really happy, but I'm not super shocked. I just think the level of opponent he played
Clearly
in
you
college
are.
wasn't the greatest, but obviously he's
His
showing
level of
that.
opponent. He went to Ohio State.
the
But he was
Ohio
behind
State
Trevion, right?
University.
I think I don't remember the stats 'cause it's been so long, but he was only in games where they were like blowing them out or already in a winning position. I feel like is when they fully started to use him. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've looked at these stats. I don't remember off the top of my head, but
Who invited this guy?
he's looking good, and that's good for him. Obviously, I'm probably wrong about him, but he's shown that he can be good against decent defense. Vikings defense isn't hurt, is it?
I don't think so.
The Vikings defense, I think, is an overall solid defense, one of the better in the league. So, doing this against them, and then how did he do the previous week? I know he had a big game.
I think he had 100 yards that week too.
Those are good stats to be putting up as a rookie running back, and arguably he's looking like one of the best rookie running backs this year. Big shocker, but he's doing it. So.
Other than that, not a whole lot for the Browns offensively. On the other side, for the Vikings, Justin Jefferson had 7 catches, 123 yards. Jordan Addison had the whole suspended the first half because he wasn't with the team or something, and then he ended up having the big play at the end and the touchdown to win the game.
That was weird because I remember I was watching this game and I was like, where is Jordan Addison? Because I was starting him in fantasy. I was like, I need Jordan Addison to start doing things. And I was like, why is Jalen Naylor out there but not Jordan Addison? What did bro do? I still don't know. I don't know the exact reason he was out. I think it was something with like.
He wasn't with the team when he was supposed to be, is what it was.
Yes, he got benched the first quarter because he went out exploring London. I distinctly remember that.
Well, either way, he ended up catching the game-winning touchdown. So ended up saving my day in fantasy,
Yeah.
but and saving his own day.
Carson Wentz had another average day. I mean, he threw for
He played
230
like
yards.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I mean he's getting them to win, so that's pretty much all they can ask for from him. With J.J. McCarthy out, and they're on bye obviously this week. So
Moving on.
next is the absolute shellacking of the Baltimore Ravens by the Houston Texans. No Lamar Jackson. He had Cooper Rush go in there and sling for 179 yards and 3 interceptions.
You would think you would know how to play football better after playing for the Cowboys for
My
so long.
my stepmom, who was a Cowboys fan, was the biggest preacher of saying that they need to put Cooper Rush in over Dak. And every time I'd be
I've
like,
heard that.
"What are you talking about?" And I feel like this is exactly why you should not do so.
I don't know, this is such a nothing burger game because Houston, I have doubts they even make the playoffs. They need to have a strong second half of the year. But my main question is, what if Lamar's out this week? Might be out next week, and then I think it's a bye.
I think he was gone till at least week 8.
Yeah. So are the Ravens gonna miss the playoffs this year?
Good shot.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not even just him. Like, the entire defense
Yeah,
is
the
injured,
defense
too.
is terrible.
On average, 3 teams from each division or each conference missed the playoffs that they did the year before. So
It's very tough. I think losing to because they played the Bills. That's a Super Bowl contender. Losing to them, you play the they're playing Lions this
the
week.
Lions, the
You
Chiefs.
played the Browns, and then didn't they play
They beat the
3 top
Browns.
teams in the first 4 games? Because
They played the
Bills,
Lions, the Chiefs, the Bills.
Chiefs, Bills. There was another really good team.
I know
played,
the
wasn't there?
Browns was in that 4-week stretch.
That was the one bad team.
And
They play
then
the Ravens?
The Ravens played the Ravens.
These Buffalo, Cleveland,
No, they did
Detroit,
play
Kansas
Oh,
City,
the Rams,
Houston.
I mean?
They already played
The
Detroit.
Rams
Yeah,
are
they did
this
play
week.
Detroit. And they're playing the Rams this week. I think they've played really tough opponents, and now that Lamar is out, when they're playing their not easier opponents, but playing
Texans.
opponents that aren't the top 3, I feel like that's gonna be their undoing. They might be like last year's. No, actually, that's a bad comparison. I was just thinking like last year's Bengals, but that was more of just.
The Cowboys are
We'll
last
get to
year's
this
Bengals.
year's Bengals in a few games.
But I think it's extremely likely at this point that they don't make the playoffs unless they go on a generational winning 9 games in a row once he comes back.
Yeah. I mean, that's very possible.
It's possible.
It's
Anything's
possible.
Lamar is
Anything's possible when Lamar comes back.
It's just
It's when he comes back. Like,
Back to the discourse. He is a talent elevator.
Yeah, one of the biggest.
Oh,
the
yeah.
second biggest.
no one's arguing that.
On the other side of the ball, C.J. Stroud had definitely his best game in a long time. Threw for 4 touchdowns. Davis Mills even got some action in this game. They were winning that much. And then shout
I
out Woody.
forgot that guy existed.
Shout out Woody Marks for being the waiver wire pickup of the week, and then he put up a fat 2.4 points.
I got that guy. I didn't start him, but I got that guy.
I think I started him in one league, but it didn't matter. I started him over Devonta Smith or something.
Next game is I don't know if it's next for you, but the next one I see is the real waiver wire of the week.
Oh yes.
Dolphins versus Panthers.
Yeah, we can go into that now. There's not much,
Alright.
not a whole lot to talk about the Texans and Ravens.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start out. Thank you, Rico Dowell. Rico Dowell had the best probably rushing game of any running back of the year, putting up
Oh, definitely.
206 yards,
Yep.
28 yards catching, and a touchdown. What?
Yeah, that happened. I was there for that.
Oh yeah, you're a fan. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm a Dolphins fan, so
But awesome performance. Actually, did you watch it?
yes.
I want to hear from guys. I didn't watch it, but I want to know what happened.
We just kept seeing the updates on the
Yeah.
ticker on the top left.
Waddle had a pretty strong game with 110 and the touchdown, but Dolphins are just abysmal this year. They're kind of
Giants legend Darren Waller with another touchdown.
They're probably going to be rebuilding next year.
That's the real
Maybe.
fantasy waiver wire of the week.
Here, I'm gonna pause real quick. Carolina, what's your thoughts on Carolina?
I still think that Bryce Young is terrible.
All
Like,
right.
I don't really think he's gonna be that good in the NFL.
I'll take.
All right, but back to I want to send.
Are we watching the same Bryce Young?
I wanna send it
I'm
to
not
Dylan.
saying that he's not terrible. I'm
But-
just saying that he's slightly better than terrible.
But to sum up, Carolina, they're kind of just in.
It's like I'm not shit, but I'd poop. So
I
they're.
think you'd rather have Bryce Young over
So
Spencer Rattler.
we're all in agreement that they're kind of just in mid limbo until
Yeah.
they get rid of them. But on the Dolphins side, I'm curious, Dylan, is this Tua's last year?
he's still under contract.
Yeah.
Dude, he played great. Oh my
I think
god.
he have after this
At
year. I
least,
think we have
like,
2 more years of him.
yeah, but
technically.
like they could draft a QB. In the back.
So going into this game, I did not have high expectations. I was like, okay, we're playing Carolina. There's a good chance we lose. There's a good chance we win this. This is the first week without Tyreek Hill. I'm fine. I'm happy without that. But some people aren't, and it's obviously not great for the team. I'm not going to deny that he's a playmaker, but my expectations were low, and going into the second half, I think we were up 17-0, maybe, or was it 17-3? We were up by like a decent margin, and I was like, okay, that's great to hear. We're up by a lot. There's a good chance we win this game. We're looking better than I thought. Bryce Young was looking like his normal self, would throw bad passes. Nothing was really
He
working.
had 2 turnovers on the game.
Bryce Young had a play where he went to pump fake the ball and just dropped it on the floor, and then Bradley
Happens.
Chubb picked it up, and I was like, oh yeah, cool.
Shout out Garrett.
So I was like, Dolphins probably win this week. You know, it means nothing at the end of the day. It's the Panthers, but. And then in the second half, the Dolphins just completely collapse as they usually do and just let them walk down the field, score. Let Rico Dowell walk down the field, and then they would throw it to Mike Evans or whoever their tight end is.
Mike Evans?
I think, is that his name? It's M. Evans, and I just keep calling him Mike Evans.
Well,
Talking about Mitchell Evans?
Mitchell Evans.
Whoever it is. I
Dude,
don't care who
my
it is.
Jatavion Sanders stock is not doing well if Mitchell Evans is playing.
But and it's just I'm watching the game and it's just we start losing more and more and I'm like, this team is bad. Like our secondary and our line in general is.
Dude, when did Hunter Renfrow become a Panther?
He was in the preseason, then they cut him, and then Jalen Coker went in IR, and then they got him back.
Huh.
It's just going back to your point, Michael. I don't know if this is the last year of Tua. I feel like it depends. If Mike McDaniel gets fired, which there's a pretty high likelihood he gets fired, I think if he does and Tua does not turn around next season or halfway through next season, he's gone.
Who do you guys play this upcoming week?
I have to look real quick. I
Let's
don't
find
know
out.
off the top
The
of my head. I want to
Dolphins
say we're playing
play
Wait,
Chargers.
yeah, I was about to say I think we're playing a good team.
Last Dolphins-Chargers game I watched was pretty fun.
That was
That was a
when-
little bit ago.
That was the first game of 2022 or 2023.
Yeah.
No, it was 2023. That was a good game, but you know, I said this like a couple games ago, back before Tyreek Hill got hurt. But we need to get rid of Tyreek Hill. Obviously, that's not happening now. He's just gone because he's out for the season, thank God. And then he's just getting cut. But I think we need to get rid of Tua. I don't think we can win with him.
You want to put Zach Wilson out there?
No, I don't want to. But like, I feel like
He beat the Eagles.
We'll give you Jameis Winston for Jalen Waddle.
In case
Yeah,
you want to
no.
know, Dylan, important news. Darren Waller just went from questionable to healthy.
well, that's nice to hear. At least Darren Waller is one of our better players. You know, that's great to hear.
Giants legend.
Waddle, Achan,
Dude, Daniel Jones made
and then
that guy retire.
what's his name?
Darren Waller.
Yeah.
No, not Darren Waller.
Malik Washington.
No, he's on the defense.
Who's he talking about?
Malik Washington.
No, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Number
What position
15
does
on
he
edge
play?
rusher.
Chop.
Phillips?
Chop.
Phillips?
Phillips are like the only three players that I really like and feel like we should. Obviously, the rookies, you know, Chop and who's the guy we got this year? I completely forgot his name.
Kenneth Grant or something
Kent
like that?
Grant. Yeah, those are the only. I feel like we should be
What
only
about
keeping
Jalen
most of those young
Waddle?
guys. I said Waddle.
Oh, you did?
Those are the only guys I feel like we should really be keeping and kind of seeing if we can develop someone else
You
around.
really don't want to keep Nick Westbrook Akeem?
Akine? No.
He got like a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I think we need to blow it up. And now you're good. I just we're not winning with this.
Yeah, you
take
snatched
the
that.
microphone.
You
No,
snatched
it's a question back to you. But if you keep losing like you are and are in probably a really high draft spot, do you think you take? Because this is supposed to be a decent QB.
No,
and you guys,
it's actually the opposite.
Did it- what
It's
happened?
supposed to
Did
be
it
like
fail?
a bad. It started off good, and then we
Oh.
see
Yeah, all of them,
people
all of
like
them are just
Arch Manning
underperforming.
now. Yeah.
Arch Manning was never declaring for the draft. Let's just get that out of there.
That's also true, but
either way, if there is we got a lot of football left and rankings for the draft changed and like everything. Like Jackson Dart wasn't even probably projected to go in the first round last year,
I don't
but
think so.
I never heard any talk of him. But look where he is now. Like names pop up. If you have a good pick, do you spend on something else, or do you think the QB is possible?
This is kind of.
Is it possible?
It was kind of my thought
less
process with the
power.
Saints this year that I don't know if drafting a QB is something they needed with one of those high picks. I think it's more of there's so many things wrong with the Dolphins right now, mostly in the defense, but in general, I don't think getting another good QB is going to save us right now.
Well, it could be like in the Giants situation, like you got to do something in order to save your job. So
Well,
maybe
yeah.
you pull the trigger on someone you like in the draft.
I can definitely see us drafting a quarterback. I'm not saying that's out of the realm of possibilities, but as a fan and
Dude,
looking at this team as a
Put
whole,
Quinn Ewers in there.
I don't know if this is.
I
Hey,
forgot
maybe
he was
he's
a
the answer.
Dolphin.
I just don't think that this is the answer. I don't think the answer is drafting a quarterback this year. You know, maybe we get a quarterback and he looks like the next Jane Daniels, and I'm happy about it. But more likely, we draft a quarterback and he looks like the next, Mac Jones. Granted, he's looking good right now.
Zach
or like
Wilson.
Zach Wilson. He just starts looking like a guy who's not going to do much for us because we don't have anything there right now. You know, I don't want to put. I hate when quarterbacks go to bad systems or a bad environment and
Yeah.
struggle because of it. You know.
Well,
But-
oh, sorry, Michael.
But at the same time, quarterback is the most important position in the NFL, and it can be a good QB can be a complete culture shifter. Look at Commanders. Yes, is really lucky Jaden Daniels turned out the way he was. I had such low, not expectations for Jaden Daniels, but for like him last year, just because the Commanders were such a terrible football team for year after year after year, and he completely turned over that entire system. Pretty much, like they made some moves, but like he elevated the entire team.
Made a lot of moves.
Most definitely.
Well, like and more after, but like starting the season, they didn't make too much. They started pulling people in after they started winning, like Marshawn Lattimore and Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner was an off-season signing.
Yeah, he was. Go really quickly, building off your commies take. I'll agree with Dylan that it's harder to get a good quarterback. Last year is a true anomaly for almost every single quarterback to end up good or decent.
Yeah.
You know, it was a very strong quarterback class, and yes, there's like a chance we get the next Jaden Daniels, the next Josh Allen, next Lamar. We end up getting one of those change makers who actually like elevate the entire team. But I would like to say there's a more likely chance that we get a middle of the pack QB who is thrown into a horrible situation where we have no defense and he has to go into shootouts every game. And you can't really ask that of a rookie quarterback and expect it to just work out most of the time. I don't think we're in a position to just draft a quarterback and start going with it. And also, we got into it for 2 years. That's why I'm saying maybe start building around that secondary, start building around that D-line, start building like everything else up around it. And then 2 years and 1 or 2 years when Tua's deal runs out, maybe trade him and then try to get another
How are
young
you going to
quarterback
trade
and
him
hope,
if his deal runs out?
huh?
How are you going to trade him if the deal's run out?
Or just get rid of him and try to do something with him. Like I just don't think getting a quarterback next year is what we need.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spend so much time on this game because it's the Panthers and Miami. Like
Well,
realistically,
it's your team though, so that's
Well,
why. The next ones we'll do quicker.
We're on like a nice 5-game stretch for us that we'll talk about a lot because now we have Daniel Jones for you guys.
I really, to be honest, I don't got much to add. It's same thing as last week. He's playing great.
This was more of a Jonathan Taylor game than a Daniel Jones
Jonathan
game.
Taylor's back.
Was he ever really gone?
Yeah, I don't think he ever left.
My goat still stands.
Even Amir Abdullah found the end zone.
I mean, back in the extent, like his big season was in 2021, and that was a long time ago. So, like, top of the league, Jonathan Taylor's back. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But again, we already talked about Geno is just not
It's
able to do
over.
anything with it. The Vegas will be picking high. I am so like I keep seeing it time and time again. I'm so against these like mediocre to bad teams wasting their good picks on running backs. It just really does nothing for them. Yeah, it's fun. You get like an all-star like Gene T, but it doesn't solve anything. Look, we got Cam Scotty in the 4th, and he's doing amazing. And I feel like with those high picks, you get your edge rushers, you get your QBs, maybe wide receivers. Like running back is I don't think the value's there.
Me personally, I have to disagree with you, mostly because I've seen the system work with Ezekiel Elliott, who was a high running back, and
I
then
think
our
it's-
4th round pick.
I mean,
in
like,
Dak Prescott.
only reason I say it too
working
because
out.
we got Saquon, but Saquon, it was a cool, fun pick, but he really never like amounted.
It
to,
worked for Dallas because they built the O-line to
Around
be good
him,
enough.
Yes.
Yeah,
They built it up over years, and then they had the luxury to pick
yeah.
a good running back who then
Giants
flourished
just
behind
kind
him.
of took fun running back with a shitty O line. We'll see what happens, and it just never. He was amazing. He was my favorite Giants player. During that time, but
like
he never amounted to the success until he left. What?
You have one?
No,
You have
recent years, recent,
recent,
like
sorry.
yeah. Like,
Hey,
I
that's a
got-
perfect transition into the New York Giants at New Orleans Saints.
good lord, this might have been the worst game I've seen in
It-
a long
yeah,
time.
it's just we had 5 turnovers, which it's not gonna happen every game, but you cannot let that.
We were up like
happen.
14-3 at one point in
It
this
was
game.
solely because turnover. It ruined the game, and we lost to. They didn't even do anything offensively really that much. They had the Shaheed touchdown, which kind of saved their entire day, but it was really just Giants shooting themselves in the foot.
Mm.
Can I comment on this real quick? I feel like this is the more expected game of like Jackson Dart and what he was supposed to do. Grant, he did turn.
Like, you mean he would play like this more often than what he actually is?
Yes, like I feel like the Chargers game might have set expectations a little too high for him, because like he played. Well, granted, he wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best quarterback I ever played the game, but he played good. I think that.
Well, to be fair, building off, it looks like more of the Chargers and the Eagles for this underperforming, but I think that's more a testament to the Giants' defense looking better than it was expected to be.
I'm just saying, I think expectations are just a little too high. Granted, 5 turnovers is egregious, but this might be more of what should have been expected. Obviously, now we've seen the Giants and Eagles, and that looked very different. So I don't know what to think of this Giants team, but talk about your guys.
Yeah.
I'll let Gavin get to it in a second, but just to skim over Saints. Does anyone have anything cool to say about the Saints?
Dude, Alvin Kamara needs to be
It's
traded.
not bad.
Send
It's just
Kamara to the Chiefs,
It's
please.
just they're kind of like a nothing burger team, but right now I'm so happy with the Giants. I was like when I was walking in the building for the podcast, I was like, the one thing I want to make sure I say is I feel like that was the best Giants moment for me since winning that playoff game against the Vikings. I think
What? What moment?
winning last night.
Oh, okay.
Because it not only like it's just awesome to beat your rivals, especially the Super Bowl champions. Like it feels good. It's just one regular season wins. The Eagles fans can talk their shit, but it really does mean a lot. And at the same time, looks like Jackson Dart is our dude, and we got Cam Scadaboo who's looking fun. So it's just things are looking really bright right now, which is very, very different. Because last year was like the darkest Giants year I feel like I've ever endured as a fan.
It was actually the worst year in franchise history.
Yeah.
So
100th year anniversary too. So it's just I needed this as a Giants fan. Like I don't even care what this season happens. I'm a little pissed because I was talking to my dad, and it's a bunch of buts and ifs though. But if we managed to beat the Cowboys somehow, we'd be at 3-3. And then if we managed to if we didn't have a terrible turnover game against the Saints, I think we could be a potential 4-2 team. We're not that far from it, but
Leak would have been going crazy if he ain't get injured.
I know. It's just this is exactly what the Giants I feel like. We are the best, I said it when we had one win, I said when he's 0. We are the best bottom league or losing team in the league. I think they're at least top 16. I know it might be a hot take, but well, besides the Chiefs. Yeah.
Baltimore?
I forgot. Okay. No, we're better than Baltimore.
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
Baltimore's defense is quite terrible.
But I'm really I hate saying this, but I'm excited for next year because it looks like we got things put together, and especially if I know we keep winning, but we should have a decent draft pick this year, hopefully. But I don't know, Gavin, what do you got to say about the Giants?
I mean, pretty much everything you said is what I would have said.
Sorry.
Optimism is looking
that's what
good.
I would have did.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah, I mean, we look good for the future.
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of have to build, and then obviously we have to see what happens to Dable and Shane, if they get canned or not.
It's so, but I still want Dable canned. But I don't think.
Can we spin back to the game
Mm-hmm.
when Dart went down? I don't know because I told you it looked like he rolled his ankle, but people were saying it looked like a concussion.
Yeah.
He went into the tent. Russ played through one pass, got straight booed. Everybody on the sideline ran to the medical tent to see if Dart was okay because they did not want Wilson in the game.
Yeah, I just was seeing Cam Scadaboo ran in there, and then I saw a comment. It was yes, I don't know who else those people, random people. It was doctors. I don't know who those random people are, but I'm glad our top neurologist Cam Scadaboo is going to check on Jackson.
Someone
Dart.
said Cam Scadaboo wouldn't pass the medical test fully healthy.
What was the tweet that you just showed me?
This is, I guess, a good time. I saw a tweet, and this guy said, Jackson Dart pushing Cam Scadaboo's wheelchair to midfield for the ceremony honoring the Super Bowl team win is going to bring tears to my eyes.
Yeah, we will be there.
But end of the day, I'm really excited for these Giants. And just not only Cam Scadaboo and Jackson Dart, it's fun, not enough Abdul talk, but he's quiet right now, but he's not looking bad. He's looking pretty good. So it's one of the best drafts I've ever seen out of any teams of just immediate impact. Besides the Texans, I mean we've seen a lot of the past few years. We saw the Texans do the QB and edge rusher, and then it happened the year before with there was the defensive and offensive rookie of the year 2 years in a row on the same team. What was the other team?
It was Jets with Sauce and
yeah,
Wilson.
okay, but so there's been a couple of really good drafts, but I'm so happy with our draft right now. And wait, one more thing. Sorry. I know I'm glazing the Giants right now. But also, last thing about them, they're playing really good. But I also really like their character and just personality. Like that duo is just so fun. It just makes it watching the Giants fun again.
You have anything left to say about the Giants?
Nope.
All right, so then I'll cut the transition here. Things are looking great for one New York team right now, but for the other New York team, it's not looking so good. I think we have someone here who wants to comment on that game.
Let's talk about Dak Prescott. My MVP, though, I will say he's kind of close with Baker. I would say that's like 50-50 right now. But
I'm gonna look up the betting odds.
I think Baker's the favorite. From what I saw from the shitty FanDuel graphic, it was Baker, Mahomes, Allen, Prescott, and
Mahomes has like no reason to be up.
well, to be fair, Mahomes is not playing very bad at all.
Yeah, that
If you're a stat watcher,
What I saw,
Mahomes isn't. But Mahomes, if you're actually watching his games, he's not playing.
what I
terrible.
saw is they had him at like 2. It was Josh Allen,
That-
Mahomes.
yes.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't deserve to be that high.
We'll get to Mahomes later.
I think Josh Allen deserves to be hot. Like I still got Dak and Baker, but I feel like Josh Allen should be 3.
I'll pull up
The
the
game
lines
they
right now.
lost sucks, but like they've been running a lot, so his stats aren't like all there. But he's been doing everything they need to do and just looking amazing yet again. That's all. Just little Josh Allen glaze.
Just gotta throw that in there, buddy.
um,
In my segment,
you know, let you get back to it, Josh. I do want to comment on one thing.
please do.
I feel like Javonte's been one of the quietest, like coming back and being one of the better players in the league.
I can explain that, thankfully, because I watched the games. So Javonte Williams' scheme did not fit Denver at all. It's one of those things like Saquon right now. But now that you put Javonte in a scheme where he's designed to just not break away for like the big runs and just like be a progressive back that can just push through the line, now he's thriving in that. In comparison to Denver, where they used him differently and more of like a passing, running type of thing. Now it's the best $3 million we've probably spent in a long time.
It's funny you guys giving Javonte and George Pickens a new home and just like making them flourish and like.
I would not complain about re-signing Javonte Williams.
I think
He's
if he
looking
keeps doing
great.
this,
I would not complain about re-signing George Pickens.
dude, you need a fucking sorry, excuse my language. You need to max that boy out. Like him and CD will tear up the league for years to come. You gotta.
Even look at Ryan Flournoy this game, who was our fifth wide receiver who popped off because Jalen Tolbert. Rest in peace, Jalen Tolbert. Valhalla rises for you. He's still around. He's just terrible.
He's not dead.
I don't want to get your like make you even more sad, but I was close to picking up Jalen Tolbert and starting him over Rico Dowell. I was pretty close because I was like the game before he got 6 targets and like 61 yards. It's like Pickens is out and the other dude
You
Turpin's
won
out.
in every other reality. I win this game. I
Yeah.
made the worst possible decisions.
I was sitting there like at
Even if I start Drake May over Dak and I start somebody else on my bench, I still win.
Yeah. I was sitting there at 12. I was like, I want a piece of that Cowboys offense starting today. So I almost did it.
I have a nice piece of that.
But no, you go.
Please.
I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I remember messaging you. Who the hell? Like I saw on my phone Ryan Flory like 60-yard touchdown. I was like, who the hell is this Ryan Flory guy? And I remember messaging you about it.
He's the GOAT. That's all you need to know. I was asleep for the first hour of this game. Don't question why.
The game was on at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. I was out for breakfast that morning,
Oh,
and
fair
I
enough.
was very tired, and I came home, and I woke up to that Dylan text, and I was like, holy shit, the Cowboys play. Let's talk about Jake Ferguson, revival in Dallas, I suppose you could call it. But Dak has always loved a little tight end.
He's always been consistent.
He's always been consistent with Prescott. Without Prescott, it kind of collapses the entire offense, which I distinctly remember some people saying week 1 of this podcast that Dak Prescott is not a playoff team player riser, elite talent riser.
I still don't think he is.
I feel like you guys are.
There's
hating
a
on
little
him.
bias going on in there.
I think Dak Prescott.
There's a reason their opinion doesn't matter.
Before the season
here.
started, you had Dak top 5.
He still is.
That's crazy. I think
He still
before the
is.
season, Dak top 5 is crazy. But right now, I think having him top like 10 is not.
You guys are gonna make it to the playoffs. We'll see if they can even do that. And
See if he can have a chance to rise.
I really did not expect us to be 2-2-1 at this point, so I suppose that's
Well,
better than
so
what I thought.
Speaking of that, I looked up the MVP odds. According to this website, Dak is 11th in the according to the odds, but I think a lot of that has to do with record.
Record plays so
Well, that is, yeah.
Because it goes
I love a team sport.
it goes Allen, Mahomes, Mayfield, Stafford, Love, Goff, Herbert, Daniels, Hurts, Jackson, Prescott.
Lamar Jackson should not have better MVP odds than Dak Prescott.
He was playing out of his mind before he got hurt.
That
He
is
was
true.
Definitely the favorite.
Yes, but he's gonna miss time, which
Well,
automatically
it'll
takes him out.
shift eventually. This is just as of right now as I'm looking at it. The best value is on DraftKings plus 3,000 for Dak MVP.
Good to know. Good to know.
But
Well, I'm just gonna say that the Cowboys are well, we have the number 1 offense and the number 32 defense. However, that changed this game because the defense decided they remembered how to play football, and I suppose that's what
Well,
happens.
well,
I think a lot of this has to come down to Justin Fields is actually just not that good of a quarterback.
Well, to be fair, the Jets O-line is the Jets organization is just a generationally bad.
See, Justin Fields for the first half of the game, you're like, why did I start him? Along with like any other Jets weapon, and it's like,
I started him.
why would I start this guy? And then in the second half, when they're down 40 points, they put up 20 points,
Garbage
and you're
time.
like, oh, thank God I started this guy. And that's literally all his production has been this year. It's just in garbage
Dude,
time.
he's
That's the same
he's
with Garrett
averaging
Wilson
like
for me.
27 points a game in fantasy. It's ridiculous, and I'm not starting him this week. It's that
Garrett
bad.
Wilson gets his garbage time touchdown every week for me, and it's peak. That's all I ask for.
Yeah, when we get to the fantasy talk, I have a question, but we'll save that for fantasy.
All right. Moving on to the hate watch of last week, the Denver Broncos. Eagle tastes like chicken.
I love that guy.
I don't want to beat the dead horse, but like I don't think we got on 2D at this. We kind of already just
Everything
playing-
we said for the Giants Eagles game could just be said.
Well,
for
we
this
know
game.
we even talked about the Eagles like not playing half the game and not playing a full
They
game.
called, but nobody answered.
They're just like
I will
they're
say
just
this game was
there.
very questionably officiated.
Yeah,
but-
that game was bad.
No.
Broncos is just like they have such a good defense. I'm not seeing enough from Bo Nix yet, but like he's doing everything he needs to scrape up.
This is
wins.
definitely his best game of the year so far.
100%.
I also think that the Dobbins move has worked out very well for them. I don't really see.
Hasn't.
No, has worked
Oh,
out.
okay.
I
I haven't
don't-
paid attention to him.
I don't really think Harvey gets involved as soon as we thought he would,
Mm,
because Dobbins is just playing so well.
that's I really don't got anything else.
Moving
That's
on
about
to
it. It was a little.
We talked about the Eagles.
Little
a
Eagle
lot, so,
collapse.
Yeah.
the craziest game.
Did you
of the
see
week.
the catch at the end of this game?
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
So the Titans somehow squeak
Oh,
one
yeah.
by
Yeah,
Arizona
okay, I did see that.
in probably the biggest choke of the year. The Titans I don't think scored a point. I think it was 21-0.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Cardinals just let off the gas and they scored 22 unanswered and won the game.
They just made so many stupid mistakes. Like
The DeMarcado fumble
that
before
just
he
get-
crossed.
it really did.
That the Cam Ward pick into
sorry.
into a fumble recovery for a touchdown is truly an insane sequence.
Just like he drew it up.
Yeah.
okay, small rant here. That's the easiest thing to avoid, in my opinion. You cannot, as a player, do all the difficult labor of getting to the end zone. You know, you broke the tackle, you got past the guy, you did everything you need to do. You're 1 foot away from getting a touchdown, and you just drop the ball. It is not that hard to hold on to the ball for an extra second. I don't understand how professional players who are getting paid millions of dollars just drop the ball. Like, why? You don't lose this game if you don't do that. They lost this game because Amari DiMarcado decided to drop the ball at the 1 yard line.
They also fumbled an interception.
Well, yes.
That turned into a fucking touchdown.
But keep in mind, that wouldn't have mattered if they had another touchdown.
Yeah.
Instead, Tennessee gets the ball back and then somehow manages to win this game. It's just stupid. I hate seeing it happen because it's so dumb.
And all I gotta say, like, lastly about this, what's your thoughts on Cam Ward so far?
I mean, he's looked not great, but I just think the
I
team
can't.
around him
I'm
is
not
that
gonna.
good.
I'm
Well,
not turning on him.
Back to the infamous quote he had. We're just ass.
They're so bad. I'd like. Everyone's like, ooh, they should have taken Jackson Dart. It's like, no, I still think
And
Cam
nobody
Ward,
fixes that offense.
I think Cam Ward's the right pick. We just hopefully that team gets better. I want to see him be good.
I'm really surprised their head coach is still employed because everything I see on him is just like, why is he still? He's just terrible. He's not a good NFL coach, and here he is still employed.
This is kind of goes back to what I was saying about the Dolphins about getting a quarterback when your team is so dysfunctional doesn't do anything. You know, everyone was, and this is like I said with the Saints. You know, everyone's like, oh, they're gonna draft Shador easily, or oh, they're gonna draft Jackson Dart easily. But like, you really think about it, what did the Titans gain from drafting Ward? Like, granted, if Ward was amazing and ended up being like, one
Well,
of the best,
he could be. What was that? I thought someone just farted, bro.
yes, obviously there's a chance.
Yeah, so you get the number 1 overall pick. You have to spend it on the position you need the most, which is quarterback. Like, you can't just roll out Will Levis there, and then you take Abdul Carter, you take Travis Hunter. Like, your team is still as bad.
I agree, but I'm just saying I'm not shocked at all that he's been bad and that this team has been bad because what do they have? Who besides Cam Ward is a notable player on their team?
Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, maybe.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley has been
maybe?
so bad besides this game.
Like, these aren't players who are going to win. Okay, they can win you weeks.
Well, yeah, but that's what happens when you start a rebuild. Like, you're not just gonna have a million good players to stack
know.
up on.
Can I shout out Gunnar Helm?
This is where I disagree with you, Dylan, because I think you spend that pick, you get the QB, you get like the base. It's
The way it
building
works
block.
is you build around the QB because the rookie contract is so cheap that you spend money everywhere else to build around it. Like, that's what they did with Jaden Daniels. They signed Bobby Wagner. They signed Austin Eckler. They trade for Lattimore. And then they continue to make moves that help the team until,
Debo.
oh, we got to pay Jaden Daniels $60 million in 3 years, and then we can't spend that otherwhere.
Yeah, but like it's
Look
like-
at the Texans as well are a good example. The 49ers kind of count in that example-ish, but they didn't take a premier player with the number 1 pick.
yeah,
They got lucky.
They lucked into Mac Jones.
yeah.
But it still works with the contract negotiations and the paying of the player. It falls under that.
I completely understand like what you mean. I'm not saying like that's how you rebuild. That's how most teams should. But I'm just saying I'm not shocked that Cam Ward has had a bad season altogether. You know, he's had some plays where he's definitely looked great, but then he kind of does his.
He's like Will
normal-
Levis if everything he did went right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Cam Ward was probably still the right pick there at 1. I'm not. There's probably no one else there I would rather have, but
Jackson.
I'm just saying I'm not shocked that this team is bad and Cam Ward is bad. You know, they just got
No.
nothing going on. But hopefully, you're right. The next few years with this cheap rookie quarterback, he ends up panning out, and they build enough around him to be a contending team. You know, it was only like, 3 years ago with Henry that they were like one of the best teams in the
Yeah, they were
league.
the 1 seed in 2021.
Yeah, so like, you know, all you need is like a couple more difference makers, and maybe this team can go to a playoff run or a Super Bowl. Yeah. Unlikely, but possible.
Last thing I have to say about this game is, can we free my man Marvin Harrison, bruh? I know he had his bad drops, but like I've seen the talent is there. He's mossing people out there. Like he's so good, and I
Wanna
just think,
trade him.
yes and no. Like he is like I know everyone has different views, but in my opinion, he is such high upside and can be so good. Not like Malik, but he can be very good, and he is just held behind this shitty Cardinals team. Cardinals are the worst team in the league. I will stand on that. I hate them so much.
They're the worst team in the league.
Like-
No, like my least like I don't.
Like your least favorite to watch?
Yeah, they're just like I'd rather watch the Saints than this team. It's just Spencer Radler has like impressed me more. I know this is a hot take, but like I'm sick of their bullshit.
No,
I had 4 of them on my team at one point. I'm like, get
A
these thugs
perpetually
off my
mid team
team.
continues to be mid.
Yeah,
Well, we should probably move on.
yeah, we're going pretty slow.
We took 4. Our longest segment was on Titans Cardinals.
Really?
No way. That was
No,
I
there's
think
no.
the Dolphins was long.
Yeah, I think we definitely took longer.
I plays the Giants for like 5 minutes straight.
All right, game of the week, uniform matchup of the century. They're both wearing the throwback jerseys for this game. It looked awesome. Bucks were the underdog, and I won a crisp $7.50 out of this game
How are they the underdog?
because they had the injuries.
No,
And I think they were in
no
Seattle.
Bucky Irving, no Mike Evans.
I need to just for a second glaze my boy Emeka Egbuka for being.
How was he your boy?
I don't know. I drafted him and
We
I-
all,
I-
every
literally-
single one of us wanted him.
have him in every dynasty.
Anyway, okay. I'm just saying. He's one of my favorite players this year. I love Emeka Egbuka. What he's been doing for this team without Mike Evans, he has been that Baker Mayfield's guy, the one he's been
I
throwing
think
to.
he's third in receiving yards.
I believe that.
He has 445.
I'm still mad.
You're mad?
I'm still mad. I chose Judkins over him. I had set a reminder on my phone to take Egbuka in the 9th because
See,
I knew he wasn't making it.
Do
in
not
far.
draft this guy.
See, he wouldn't be upset if Judkins was on his team, though.
No, I still would be upset because Egbuka's the GOAT, and I like wide receivers more.
It's
I'm
hard to
just
say though if Ibuka
pissed.
can keep up this efficiency, especially when Mike Evans and Chris Godwin come back.
It does feel a little fluky. He's gotten, 5 touchdowns?
Yeah, I think he's got a touchdown like every game.
And especially in this game, you're also without Bucky Irving, so that also can in fact like.
I also think they were
target
down the entire game, too.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are some circumstances that lean into Egbuka being great, but I generally think with Mike Evans, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin back, is it crazy to still say he might still be the number 1 receiver on this team right now?
No.
I think he 100%. is.
Probably.
Mike Evans will make an impact, but nowhere near as much as.
No more 1K Evans.
Did you see what Gronk called Egbuka? They were like, it's like the halftime thing they do on Fox, wherever it goes, Emeka Egbigbo. I was like, I gotta start calling him that. That's awesome.
But he's awesome.
And Seattle's just looking
Good. I think they're a playoff contender. Easily.
Yeah, I'm glad that I moved off of Kenneth Walker because
Yeah.
you cannot have confidently started either one of them in fantasy.
Yeah.
He rides my bench until I need him.
Yep.
Till one gets hurt. Like that one. Gets
I mean, like,
hurt.
I know.
If one- yeah, I'm waiting for Kenneth Walker to go
If-
down with an injury.
If,
Then I'm riding
if a bye
high.
week hits and you don't have whoever, you don't have Saquon,
Mhm.
and you get 11.8 points out of Zach Charbonnet, I feel like you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah. All right.
Considering that they're like dead split and carries.
Next up, we got Detroit and Cincy.
Do not get fooled by the score. This game was a
It
blowout.
was a blowout.
It's just
Jamar Chase had 2 garbage time touchdowns to save the.
I
save his
really-
day.
It just Detroit's gonna be really good again. Besides their fluke week 1 loss, their offense is just producing so high, and the Bengals are so bad. And I don't think Joe Flacco's gonna change
Joe
a
Flacco
damn
will
thing.
bring them to the promised land.
You gotta
Listen, that is a horrendous take, Michael. Have you seen Joe Flacco play at an elite level? Like
He's about to
I
beat the
have?
Packers
3 years
twice in
ago.
one season.
Mhm.
We'll see. But
please. Be good.
that's about it for that game, I think.
There's not much to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, just offensive.
Lions good, Bengals bad.
bad. Yeah.
Joe Flacco elite.
Next is Commanders beating the Chargers.
Jane Daniels back and making
I love
impact
that guy.
immediately.
Justin Herbert really hurting his
Okay,
MVP
let me-
chances with
let
this
me
one.
Say something real quick. As much as I love him, Jane Daniels is not playing great football at the beginning of the
He's
game.
he is
To
in a
be
little
fair,
slump.
he is injured.
He was coming off an
There's
injury,
a
yes.
brace on, I'm pretty sure.
But that second half of the game, he really stepped it up. I'm surprised that Chargers did not score more, honestly. Granted, they're injured, and I'll let you talk about that, Gavin, but
No,
I feel like this should have been
line.
more like a back-and-forth game rather than, like, kind of close going into the half and then kind of Washington taking it from there.
Yeah, I think I don't know when it was, but Hampton got injured into the game, so it's basically like Justin Herbert's just like has like 2 seconds to throw the ball,
Mhm.
and he's got nothing to go for.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure Hampton wasn't a bad pass blocker for a running back too, because he's
Yeah.
a bigger body. And I saw something on that. And now they lost Joe Alt and they lost whatever the other
I mean,
guy's name is.
he only had this interception in this game because it was a tip pass.
Mm.
So
Actually, he sucks. Worst quarterback in the league. Hate that guy.
Dak Prescott better. What? Who said that?
And then
There's
they-
nothing really else to talk about in this
Yeah.
game.
Player, Michael.
No, I was just looking at Quentin
Here's a good
Johnson.
game. New England at Buffalo.
I
Great
fell
game.
asleep.
I didn't watch this game either. I was
Am I the only one who watched it?
I watched the
I watched this
ending.
game.
I watched
Good to know. It was really a close game the entire time,
There was
too.
a lot of turnovers in the first
Uh-huh.
quarter.
I feel like I look away and it'd be like, wait,
Fumble.
Didn't they
Yeah.
just have the ball?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have something.
There was like a time where I like looked down at my phone and then I looked up. It was like Bill's ball originally, and I look up and New England scoring a passing touchdown.
Yeah, but New England, the reason why they won this game, good defense, of course, holding the Bills, their first game under 31 points this season. But Drake May just did. He was making. I don't know if you saw some of those throws, but holy.
The one where he was like basically down and then
Yeah,
he digs on the
oh
sideline.
my-
Very Josh Allen-esque of
Yeah.
him.
Can I see this real quick?
Yeah.
I liked when they called him. They said it was a little Mahomey. Did you hear that?
Of course, Chris Collinsworth did. I'm not even surprised.
So I have not been here to vent my frustrations, but I'm sure everyone here knows what I'm about to start talking about.
I actually don't need.
I
it.
have no clue.
You have your biggest problem with running back, right?
Yeah.
Is that you
Oh.
have a fumbling problem. And then you draft a running back who has never fumbled the ball in his entire career.
He's never dropped the ball.
And you sit there and you're like, okay, we have a fumbling problem with Ramondre. And Travion Henderson's never fumbled the ball.
And our third string just went down with an injury.
And our third string just went down with an injury. Should we start Ramondre Stevenson or Travion Henderson?
I like
Ramondre Stevenson, he's our guy.
Well, to be fair, they had the same amount of carries. Ramondre had one more carry.
He just hit.
Didn't Henderson lead the team in rushing yards?
Yes.
He had 24 though.
I'm just saying, there's no reason Henderson should not be like a top running back right now.
I heard.
Let's really quickly. Ramondre's getting the goal line work.
Yeah, that's
because
what I was
he's
about
the
to say.
big back.
They try.
Henderson's getting it out in the deeper parts of the field.
The reason they like Ramondre is getting these opportunities is because he's very trusted in the red zone, is pretty sufficient, and usually can grab
His
it.
one fumble was nowhere near the red zone.
So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that's how they view it. Until I think Henderson will get more carries in the game, but I would not start him because he's not going to get much red zone work.
I get what you're saying. Let me see this real quick. I get what you're saying, but I just think
I'm on your side though. I'm not disagreeing.
I think overall Henderson is just a better player. I think he does need to get better at. I think wasn't pass blocking one of the things.
I think that's what it was.
I do think he needs to work on that a little, but I don't see a way that he shouldn't be at least listed as the number one running back with Ramondre behind him. Or at least they're in a co-field, because they feels like right now it's just Ramondre's the guy and then Henderson they throw in there when he needs a break. But my one hope is that I'm just saying, he's just gonna be like Jahmyr Gibbs, where the first 7 games didn't really do much of anything, and then he broke out and was amazing, and he's never looked back. So I'm just hoping to God that
Tajay Spears questionable to healthy, in case anybody cares.
Huge for my dynasty team.
I'm just hoping that in 4 to 5 weeks, they are like, oh, wait a minute, Henderson's a good player. Maybe we should give him the ball. And then suddenly he becomes the next Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm just praying, but.
All I'm hearing is a guy that's mad that he took Henderson over Cam Scattaboo. That's all I'm hearing.
Dude, Garrett got Cam Scattaboo.
No, I'm more mad that I took him over other guys.
There's better rookie running backs.
What round did you draft him?
5,
Fifth
early.
round. But
That's where he was going in most drafts.
But still, he shot up.
Well, yeah, because people thought he was going to get the ball, because this was a problem last year.
Keep in mind, I'm at the end. I'm at the 5-6 turn, so it's really late 5th, early 6th, which is
Dude, I need somebody to trust me like Mike Vrabel trusts Ramondre Stevenson.
True.
I think he has dirt. I think that's my theory. Is that
He's
Ramondre has
bribing him to
blackmail.
get the ball.
he has
Yeah.
blackmail of some sort. That has to be it. Surely.
That's the only thing I can reasonably think of.
All right, we finally made it to the final game of the week.
An hour later,
Absolute cinema of a game, though.
it was.
funniest game I've
really
watched all
awesome.
season.
Trevor Lawrence, everyone's got their little thing. Derek Carr does the angry look. Tom Brady does the lean down. Kirk Cousins got the Gatorade sip. Trevor Lawrence digs for goal.
Yeah, didn't he do that for
He
you?
was. Yeah, I like they have to purposely go to him when they know he's doing it. There's no other way that they find him this often.
Can we comment how, I swear, in other games they show quarterbacks' reactions to throwing a bad pass or stuff, but every other play, I swear they go back to his face, just being like, "Oh yeah."
That's just simply what you're taught to do when you work in sports
But I
production.
feel like they do it more with Trevor Lawrence.
I'm kind of
I
on Bill's
really.
side. I feel like I see his face way more often.
And then other players, after a tackle, I feel like they're they're paying him standing up. Usually with the Jaguars, for some reason, it's here's Trevor Lawrence pissed off.
I'm pretty sure they do that for everyone, but you just
Maybe
happen to
noticing
notice.
it, yeah.
Maybe it's more noticeable because it's Trevor Lawrence.
But
The Prince.
Mahomes needs his baby boy back in Rice.
You're done.
He actually statistically didn't even have a bad game.
Yeah.
Just the pick six just kind of ruined it for
Trevor
him.
Lawrence is over. Don't let him fool you. I don't think this was a good Trevor
There is
Lawrence game.
No.
The Jaguars should not be 4-1 with how Trevor Lawrence is playing.
Yeah.
'Cause he's not playing good.
As Colin was saying, that boy was a running back. He should be playing running back if he's gonna run that much. But
Hey, that run at the end though to win the game was
that was
awesome,
a
though.
great run.
Shout out Chris Jones for doing nothing.
Speaking
to
of
Sam
run, the Chiefs need a real running back.
Yes.
I don't think the Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco experiment is working very well at all.
I mean, Kareem Hunt's mainly just the goal line guy.
That is true.
I,
But Alvin Kamara, go to Kansas City, please, I beg.
our friend Colin, our local Jaguars fan,
Local Jaggles fan.
Jaguars fan said that last play with Trevor Lawrence falling down twice and scoring the touchdown summarized that entire game beautifully. Of just
I
stupid
think it summarizes
stuff,
their season.
stupid stuff
Dude,
happening,
Chris
and
Jones
somehow
just
it works
standing there
out.
watching him, waiting for somebody else to tackle.
Like, I can't be the only one that was thought in that play. Like, there's no way in hell, in any universe, that should have been a touchdown.
I was
But-
building a TV stand during the entire 3/4 of this game, and I would look up and I'd make my sister tell me when Brian Thomas got the ball. She had no clue, and that I would get the occasional, "Oh, there he is!" every other quarter.
Yeah, you got I was getting so scared. The final. So to give. Actually, we'll save it. We're gonna save it. But
2 points.
that's that game. We're gonna transition to fantasy now.
Well, no, we got to do the pick'em still.
Oh yeah, we'll do pick'ems.
We can
fantasy.
roll through
that, though.
Yeah, pick'ems we talked about the teams. So.
Alright.
This is just more of a we do it.
Yeah.
No more Survivor. We're free, Gavin.
Jets,
Yeah.
Broncos.
Did I do pick'em last night? Let me see.
Wait, yeah.
I had to remind him.
I have to wait for the shitty Wi-Fi to load.
I definitely picked the Eagles to win
I
last
picked
night.
the Eagles. I should have picked.
I also picked the Eagles.
Okay, so
whole league did. Let me see.
hot take. I chose Eagles as well. I'm actually going to go with the underdog here. I'm going to say that the Jets win this. I think that this is a weird game the Jets would get their first win.
Yeah, Sunday at 9:30 when nobody's watching.
Yeah,
Perfect Jets primetime game.
He's got a point.
I'm just saying, I just think this is a weird week that they would somehow win and the Broncos just have a bad game. I don't think that's crazy to say.
Yeah. I disagree with that. The Jets are so bad. I'm
Yes.
going with the
They
Broncos.
are pretty bad. I'm also going Broncos.
I'm not I talked about. We'll get to my fantasy team because I have a question concerning this game, but I don't trust that offense to do anything against that Broncos.
Garrett Wilson.
Next one, I think.
Whoa, you didn't get me or
Oh.
Gavin.
No, I said I'd take Broncos.
Oh,
I thought
I'm
you said-
also going to take the Broncos.
Okay, so Dylan's the only one that disagrees. But
It's on a
I
whim.
can hear you out. That
It's on a whim. It's
yeah,
not like I
it's-
believe in it.
it's fun to get those underdog. Garrett gets them a lot. Next up is Rams and Ravens.
Baltimore.
This is your survivor pick if you're still in, which none of us are.
Nope.
But this
Rams easily.
this game is.
Well, there's another one that we'll get to that isn't bad either.
Yeah.
But I'm no longer in it. So Josh, you got Rams.
I got Rams.
So yeah, agreement. Next up, Cowboys, Carolina. I'm going Cowboys. I think they're just way better of a team than more complete. Even Carolina's.
Complete. Yeah. Keep telling yourself that one, buddy.
They're all right. They're not going to lose to the.
The
Panthers.
Cowboys' offense is far better than the Carolina defense.
Yeah.
However, the Cowboys' defense is on par with Carolina's offense, if
So
that makes sense.
Edge goes to Cowboys.
Surely Tech gets a touchdown this week.
You
right?
would think.
Surely Tech gets a touchdown this week, right, guys? Not yet. Nope. How he didn't get against the Dolphins, I don't know. But surely against the Cowboys, he gets one, right, guys?
Actually,
Right.
our defense played good last week for the first time in years.
play bad. I need a Rico Dowell revenge game.
Gavin, you got Cowboys everything?
Yes, I do have the Cowboys.
To be fair, our run game did get drastically better after getting Kenny Clark, but I still think they'll allow 100 yards to him at least.
Cardinals, Indy. I'm gonna go on a whim and say that we all have Indy probably.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray is officially questionable for.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
Sunday,
yeah,
so-
definitely, Indy.
So Daniel Jones continues to do what he's been doing, and then we got Seattle, Jacksonville.
Seattle all day. They're gonna.
I'm taking Seattle too.
I'm taking Seattle as well.
I'm also taking Seattle.
Sorry,
It's
Colin.
50-50 across the board. But those are
Clearly, those people voting Jaguars have not been watching the Jaguars games.
And then we got Chargers, Dolphins. I think this is also easy.
I'm taking the Chargers.
Comeback game.
Chargers.
Comeback game for her.
I really hope we lose this game, honestly.
At this point, though, I realistically could see the Dolphins winning with how the Chargers have been playing the last 2 weeks.
I'd be sad, honestly, if the Dolphins won, but we'll have to see.
Next up,
New England, New Orleans. New England on top.
I think Drake May does his thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Browns and Steelers.
Pittsburgh, all the way.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, but honestly, I could see the Browns winning this game, though. I think it's probably Pittsburgh, but if Browns won, I wouldn't be shocked.
This is a boring pick'ems week.
This is like a very everybody picks the same one, because there's no real underdog type stories in this.
All right. Next one. is we got Titans and Raiders. Who do you guys got?
I got the Raiders.
I got Titans.
I also the Raiders.
I'm on Dylan's side. I got Titans.
Wow, we're 50-50.
Raiders are just so bad. They're both very bad,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah,
So-
but the Raiders have
it's
Ashton
anyone's
Genty.
game. Yeah,
The Raiders have more talent on offense and defense than I think the Titans do on their entire team.
Yes,
Titans
good point,
got-
Gavin.
You'll be wrong come Sunday. You'll see.
Oh no, well, I'm gonna get my pick 'em wrong. Oh no.
Next up, Bengals and Green Bay. I got Bengals.
I was telling Josh when I first looked at the betting lines for this game, the Packers were minus 1350 favorites. Do you know how favored you have to be? The average favorite is like minus 100. So
Yesterday was minus
you have to
300.
bet $1,000 to get $1,300 back. That is how favored they are in this game.
That is insane.
It's gone down to 1050, but like still that's crazy.
Joe Flacco will lead the Bengals to the promised land.
Beat the Packers twice
He
in a
will
row.
beat the
I'm gonna say
Packers
Packers.
twice in a row.
I'm gonna say Packers win here, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers.
I'm going to take the Packers and pick'ems, but if the Bengals win, you heard it here
If
first.
there's one thing I've learned from betting, Vegas is not wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah. It's also rigged. Do you know what Devonta Smith's yards line was at?
No, I don't.
49. You know what he hit?
49.
48.
Ooh.
It's almost like they're professionals and know what they're doing.
I don't know why you're taking the over on a Eagles receiver.
Yeah.
He almost got it. He got Hurts let him a little bit.
Well, as
Why are
Michael's
you
been
taking
saying the past few
Why are
days,
you taking the over on Eagles?
almost
receivers?
only
No,
counts in
I didn't take
hand
it,
grenades
but
and
I'm just saying.
horseshoes.
That is true.
Hello.
Anyways, moving on, we got Bucks and Niners, both 4-1.
Bucks.
One
Bucks.
should be, one
Bucks.
shouldn't be.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Mac Jones is playing good though.
This could be a good game. Last game without. Worthy might be out this week randomly,
Yes, yes.
still doesn't
So,
change.
Don't
my
tell
opinion.
Garrett.
but I got
He has
I
an
got
auto
Chiefs.
sub.
I have Lions.
I got Chiefs.
I have Lions.
I think Chiefs need a win, and I feel like this is
And I
when
don't
they
think
get.
they get it.
They need one. I don't.
They
think
need
I
one. They're
can.
not getting it.
I think they're getting it. Bills and Falcons.
Bills have a
You know-
67% chance.
You know,
Buffalo's gonna be hungry for revenge.
fun statistic. I can see them on Twitter. Michael Penix has, I think he's 1-4 when his opponent scores more than 7 points.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
Yeah.
the Bills tend to score more than 7, so I think they lose that.
Yeah, I agree.
This was the tweet I saw following up that. The last time the Bills scored under 7 in a game was
the game?
DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, so
I did see that one too. Yeah.
that should be higher. Than
What they have like 3?
Yeah.
it was 3-7.
And then the Monday night game, the rematch
can't wait
of
for this.
Caleb Williams and Jay Daniels. This could be good. I got Bears.
I also have Bears.
I think we all know that the GOAT,
Boo.
Jaden Daniels, will come back and throw another Hail Mary to win the game.
I'm biased. I have Roman fantasy, so. My goat.
I'm gonna pick the commies, but I'm praying for a Bears win, if that makes sense.
And then next week, the
Wait,
Thursday.
Wait, whoa. What is your
6-7.
tiebreaker this week? I have 67 points.
I think I have a 64.
Did you see what Colin put the other week? He put 600.
I know, it was very funny.
Yeah, I have 67 because I'm so original and funny.
So moving on to the Thursday game, we got Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
Ugh.
I don't care. I'm not picking on Pick'ems that week.
Ugh.
Let's go.
Nobody.
Just flip a
Cincinnati.
coin.
Stella de la
honestly.
Super Bowl.
I'm going with the Bengals.
I'll go with the Bengals because
No, the Bengals. Hang on.
Joe
Hang on.
Flacco.
Back it up.
Because Joe Flacco's
The Bengals will be losing this game 100%. The Steelers will
That-
not lose this game.
Dude, what are
But
you
it will be a
talking-
terrible game. But
What
the
are you
Steelers
talking
will
about?
win this game.
you say that until Joe Flacco leads them to the promised land.
I'm a
I
hater.
can't. Okay.
That might have been the worst high five I've ever seen.
All right. Fantasy time.
All right, we're
That's what
hopping
we
into the
ended off
fantasy.
So I'm just gonna talk me and Josh's game.
Kill yourself.
Wow.
We are
Damn.
both going into the week at 1-4, right? No, 1-3.
1-3.
Both desperately needing a win to keep our season alive, and Justin Fields got 20 points in like one quarter for me. That was kind of awesome. Rico Dowell legacy game. Dalton Kincaid's best game of his career, and Marvin Harrison had a solid game. On Josh's side of the ball, Dak had a huge game.
Who did I anger?
I thought I was fucked with Jake Ferguson getting 2 touchdowns off rip really quick. That really made me sad. But he started Elike Uminor. He had like 3 points. But it was all left to Monday night with being down like 13 or 14 points.
I think it was 14.
Yep, 14 with Brian Thomas. And I scraped it out.
12.
Yep, scraped it out by 2 points.
I remember in this game.
I lose by a pass interference by a Chief.
Yes, me and Mike, we were all watching it, and then he threw the ball to him, and it would have been a touchdown if he wasn't like literally grappling onto him while he was trying to.
That is my luck. Who has it worse than me?
Legitimately, I think you have the most like 2-point games in like our fantasy football history.
They've all come this year, by the way.
I think no, you've had a lot in like the previous years too.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
You have, I think, you have the most matchups where you should have won but don't win because you played like the number 1 or number 2 player. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, been there, done that. That Carter loss just dismantled my entire team. They've never played the same ever since.
Before we talk about the rest of the league, I just want to talk. Like me and Josh, we're basically like brothers from another mother.
Oh, from
in the
homeless down at the bottom of the
in the
league.
fantasy league.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna all-time record.
Let's not talk about
Not counting like Garrett, like the new additions. I am.
Dude, no, please mention Garrett's record really
Garrett's
quick.
13-34, but that's not
That's
accurate.
that he took over a team
Yeah.
that happened to win
But
5 games in 2 years. so-
Josh has won 22 out of 25 games, and I've won 20 out of 27 games. So we're down there kind of together.
We're shit. Every year we're
Let's not
shit
talk
together.
about
Who's at the top though?
Let's not
Top.
talk about this.
Who's at the top?
Gavin is at the top right now.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So can you guess like the top 2 most scored against people?
I'm gonna guess you two.
No,
Yeah.
actually.
Isn't it not?
No, not you, Josh. It's
Is it-
Devin. Or no,
Kevin.
it's it's Devin and me. You actually, I have a 400-point lead on you. Points scored on me.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's not
Well,
talk
to be
about-
fair, last year was like a good year for me, and like actually getting favorable.
So I'm
matchups.
just gonna. I don't know how I have a ring, which I'm the most statistically like I get the most points scored on me the most.
And
out of-
I'm the one called Mickey Mouse.
because you have
You
the
do have the
least.
least.
You have the least amount scored on
I
you
think
per
I
week.
I think I have the least.
No, you're actually no. Dylan is the least, but you guys are like right neck. And
I don't
neck.
know.
No one is even close to you.
I don't know
guys.
why I get the Mickey Mouse allegations when you guys just can play better defense.
Well,
if you play better
you
defense,
cannot claim that you don't have a Mickey Mouse ring when in the championship someone died, and I lost because of it.
I was up 60 points.
with Jamar Chase and Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
ca-
don't think
That was
it's.
like
I'm not
2
saying he would have won, but like
No, there's the chance of it happening.
Yeah, I still think I win. Huh?
It wasn't like full blown.
But it's still possible, and that was against a Bills defense who wasn't amazing that year. Were they? No, they weren't.
I
No.
don't remember. That was like 3 years ago.
I'm just saying,
It's important to note that we'll never know what
probability-wise, you probably wouldn't have won, but there is a chance. It's not. It was not impossible.
Jamar
But anyways, why are we talking about this again? Why are we talking
yeah,
about?
I don't know
Oh
what this
no,
is.
it's just I wanted to talk about how like me and Josh have had generationally like bad luck and just terrible fantasy production over the past 4 years.
Michael turned a penny into a championship
They're
ring
not like
that
us,
one
yeah.
year. That's about it.
We're both
But-
different.
Rest of the league, Gavin and Dylan, you want to talk about your games?
You can start again. I got my game up if you want me.
I squeaked this one out. Travis
Another
Hunt,
2-point win.
Travis Hunter and Harrison Butker almost brought it back, but thank God they didn't do any more damage. Hampton getting injured hurt. Herbert had a down game. Basically, my entire team kind of underperformed besides Genty and Brees Hall. And I still squeaked it out, so we take that. 4-1.
My game was a whole roller coaster of emotions.
So
I
Devin
was-
told us that he was mad you didn't honor competitive spirit and tell him about Chuba
Okay,
Hubbard.
Oh, he
Yes.
did. He started Trayvon Henderson who had 4 points. So
I was 1-3, and I saw Kyron drop 31, and this is the second week in a row that someone against me has dropped 31 in the Thursday night game, so kind of dealing with that. But anyways, I was like, man, I'm screwed this week. Kyron had his best game. I know a couple of his players are probably gonna have good games too. And then it was like 2 hours. I woke up the day of, and I saw Chuba was out. I was like, I know I should message Devin. I know I should say something, but I need this win bad. So I was like, I'm just not going to say
he's a grown man. He can take care of his roster himself.
That, too, is that I don't need to tell someone to start. I'm not legally required to. Granted, if he started, what's his name? Cortland Sutton, I would have lost, definitely. But you know what? I won, and this win matters so much for me because now I'm like, If I'm one win away from being middle of the pack, only one win away, which is all that I need. Granted, I'm playing Carter this week, so that's not looking good. But, overall, my team did only kind of average, honestly. No one really did great except for Ibuka. Love that guy. But, a lot of my team has been plagued by just being good but not good enough to win, I'm never going to be like the top scorer, but I'm always going to be like the 5th or 4th top scorer. I've been 4th, I think, every single week in scoring, maybe besides week 2. So I think I'm overall average really good. I've just lost every game because I think I've had the hardest people in the first 4 games so far.
Your team is also like 80% rookies.
I played Gavin, Colin, Finn, Garrett, who I think is the only one who hasn't been, and I'm playing Carter this week, which are like the top 5 minus Garrett, or top 4 minus Garrett.
Anybody that plays me instantly becomes the number 1 person
Granted,
in the league.
that might just be because I'm so bad that I'm giving people wins, but
Dylan, you were in top 3 of least scored against. They're like opponents put it like you have the top 3 for opponents putting up the least amount.
Who's number 1?
You and number 2 is me.
Yeah.
So Dylan is on fraud watch.
What's our difference?
I'm on Fraud Watch being 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and
though.
3
Is this
fraud
Fraud Watch
What's
or
our-
just I am
What's
a
our
fraud?
difference, Michael?
Huh?
What's our difference?
You have 715 and I have 691.
That's not terrible.
So,
25 difference.
sorry, Devin. It had to be done. I had to get a win this week.
All right, so that's kind of last week. So I got our standings pulled up real quick.
Go over Carter and Colin Parks.
We usually don't go over like,
Yeah, we only go over
Yeah.
ours.
but where the fuck is it? Give me 1 second. Right here. So Gavin, you are in 3rd right now at 4-1, tied with 3 other people. You play another 4-1. You have a chance to be on the top of the league for the first time since 2022. Do you think you can do it?
Now, wait, he was the top of the league last year.
No, he wasn't. You had it. I thought.
Oh, he was
No,
number
you had the
someone
1
else.
seed.
Yeah.
Oh, remember? I thought you had the 2 seed.
Who am I playing this week?
Colin Parks.
That's a tough opponent.
No, you don't. You play Devin.
No, I played Devin. Yeah, what?
Oh, I'm on week
That's
7.
not as tough as an opponent.
So maybe Gavin can be on top of the league again. We'll have to see.
It says it's 50-50 now, but if Kyler doesn't play, I think it swings the projections in my favor a good amount.
Yeah. Then next up is me in 8th. Wow, we are not ball knowers. Dylan in 9th and Dak for MVP in 10th.
Yeah.
So
8, 9, and 10 sitting right next to each other.
we'll have to see what
Don't
happens.
associate with me. I'm on a different league from you guys.
Josh is.
Dude,
Josh's season is over.
Josh
Dylan,
is
Dylan,
looking
your
rough this
division
week.
is literally all 2 and 3 teams minus KP.
I'm off to an all right start because Rico Dow is getting the start, which helps me a lot because I don't have any of the
So
running backs.
Chuba's not playing again?
Huh?
Chuba's
Yeah,
not-
Chuba's out. And
Will
then-
Devin know to switch him out?
I'm about.
Just don't say
Who does he
anything.
play? Who, do I want-
Gavin.
Oh, Gavin. He plays Gavin. Oh, I'm texting him right now.
Oh, you bitch.
No, he's not in right now. He's already out.
Me when,
Probably
me
saw
when
that.
Garrett was smart enough to put Xavier Worthy as a sub with Jerry Judy. The only problem is he chose Jerry Judy of all people.
Jerry Judy.
He doesn't have much better.
Jawan Jennings.
Juwan Jennings-
That's if he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to figure out who's gonna play in San Fran before I set my lineup.
So, it's a very different league than I thought it was gonna be. I really need a win this week because I'll have my 2 best players coming back in Rashi and Josh Jacobs, but Rashi and CD. Which Josh Jacobs, Rashi, and CD is with Lamar is a decent core, and it's not. I shouldn't be last, but I've dealt with so many injuries.
You ain't last.
Well, like bottom of the
See,
league.
you're bottom of the league because you've had injuries. You're bottom of the league because you're unlucky. I'm
Yeah.
bottom of the league because I suck ass.
Yeah, pretty much. But my main question I kept bringing up earlier: who's this? I'm really conflicted on this. Who is the start? Is it Matt Stafford or is it Justin Herbert? Or not just Justin Fields? Before, like you say, Justin Fields has put up 25 points
Who did
every
the Jets
game.
play?
Broncos.
Broncos. It's a really hard defense, but he usually is producing this season. And it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Matt Stafford is putting up a career revival year and putting up great numbers.
Who do they play?
They play Ravens.
I think the answer's obvious.
I know.
I think
Yes,
I'm
my
taking
worry is
Stafford.
game script, where I feel like they'll go up so quick, which requires them to throw the ball less and will give more rushing.
I mean, you could have said that about last week, but Stroud put up 4 touchdowns.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Well, they also don't have a good running back, I'd argue, playing for them.
Yeah.
The Rams?
No,
The
Texans.
Texans.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have to throw more because they have Woody Marks and
That's
that's not even true. You're up 30 points. You just hand the ball off a drain clock. Doesn't matter who's doing
That's what
it.
I'm saying. That's why I'm scared what's gonna happen.
they got a better running back and they can hand it off sooner versus at the beginning of the game they were throwing a lot. The Texans.
Okay, I still
But-
think Stafford's the
No,
same.
I don't think
Stafford's-
Stafford's the pick. I'm just that's what I'm.
I don't think it'll matter because Finn has a weaker kind of week this week, and his defense and kicker put up 7, which is it's all right. I get so unlucky with my kicker every year.
I hate the
I had the number 1 kicker last year, season-ending injury. I have the number 1 kicker this year, season-ending
You
injury.
put too much stock into your kickers. I just switch it out when I'm like, oh, this guy's on bye. Okay, this team looks like they can put up points.
I hate.
I just leave
For the-
Cam Dicker in every week.
I hate kickers. Defense are kind of okay. No, I've had the number 1 kicker playing me 2 weeks in a row. I think.
Really?
I think KP and Finn had the top kickers when they played me. I'm not 100% on that,
But fantasy is not going the way I want. I really hope I can make the playoffs. Who do you guys
I'm
think?
only projected to lose to Garrett by almost 50.
Who do you guys think is who do you think's making the playoffs? Do you think it's just the 4 that are at the bottom, or do you think any of the 4 on the bottom? The bottom is me, Devin, Josh, us 3 and Devin. Do you think any of us 3 plus Devin will squeak in to make the playoffs?
To be fair,
I
Garrett,
I think all
Finn,
3 of you
Devin,
could.
you, Dylan, Colin, and you
because
again.
I
are 2 and 3.
I keep looking at people's teams and all of our lineups are very close to being broken with buys and injuries. I just feel very strong about that with Colin and Finn's, and I think Colin and Finn could have a very rough end of the season, which could let this 3 squeak kind of back in.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But we'll have to see. I really hope I make the playoffs. I don't want to miss it for the 2nd year in a row.
I don't think I've ever missed the playoffs, though. It's not looking good.
Well, that first year, if we're gonna talk about I'm Mickey Mouse. You were 4 and 9.
That was
and
the
you made it to the
greatest legacy
championship.
run in the history of this league.
I was number 2 that year, the entire year
I-
until
wait,
the
let me
very
see.
end, and then Colin Atkinson stole my spot. But anyways, I lost round 1 to the guy I blew out by 70 points the week before.
It was me.
No, to Colin Parks.
Wait,
he
was
is my
KP?
kryptonite to this day. KP, I cannot beat ever for the life of me. I think I've beaten
How do
him
you see
once.
previous leagues on the
I don't-
website?
You go to the gear, and then it just says previous leagues.
Mine only has copy invite draft results and manage co-owners.
So you think about this league right now is that besides Josh, who's 1 and 4, everyone's still kind of relatively close to each other. Obviously, there's no one who's 5 and 0. Firstly, and even us at 2 and 3.
There's 3, 4, and 1
Only-
teams. Then there's 6, 2 and 3, and 1, 1 and 4.
We're so close. It's too early in the season to really have definitive people who are getting in. If anything just switches, if suddenly my rookies be we got it now, and they start playing good, suddenly I'm a contender. If his players come back and healthy, they're good now. It's
If Trevor Lawrence remembers how to play football, I'm back.
I just want to say, I know, dude, last week I was in the lows. Everyone was making fun of me of having the worst team of all time. It was, the biggest dump. And I managed... Okay, but, of the season, it was a dumpster fire. I managed to squeak out the win. But,
Never forget Colin Atkinson putting 211 on Mike.
I want
in-
once, I want to
year
tell you my
1.
week 9 hypothetical team is not bad. Hypothetical, if Justin Herbert...
Play me and I have
Yeah. So I'm gonna have Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs with a good matchup. I need another running back. Chase Brown is eh. I'm gonna have Michael Pittman, Marvin Harrison, CeeDee Lamb,
Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice.
I'm not moved by Marvin Harrison.
Well, okay, I have Keenan Allen. That's my last flex. It's okay. It's Pittman as flex 1, wide receivers Rashee and CeeDee. For my 4th.
I don't think Pittman's gonna be that good either.
All right, we'll have to see. But Dalton Kincaid
Humbling him
has
over
been
here.
pretty good. I think it's a decent team going
Dalton
into
Kincaid had
like
one good
the
game.
second end of the season once I get my fucking people back. But we'll see.
Do you want to try to fix my lineup this week?
I need to buy a running back. That's what I need. I just don't know what I want to. No one really wants what I want to part with. But
You
like
want-
I don't.
you
What's an
want Alvin
equal running
Kamara?
back to Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman?
You want Alvin Kamara?
No,
That might be an equal.
That is an equal.
I don't like Alvin Kamara.
Will you say Keenan and Michael Pittman?
Yeah, what's like equal to?
Maybe a little bit more than that, but I would say roughly Alvin Kamara to like maybe.
I'll give you Alvin Kamara and Troy Franklin for Michael Pittman.
No, I'd rather Michael Pittman.
Look at nothing burger for trade.
Yeah, I need another running back because right now, I Dallas is gonna be fine for probably this week is the last week, but other than that, like Chase Brown is just so
I've been
bad.
trying to get Jalen Warren off of Garrett, but he wants DK Metcalf.
Not horrible.
That's actually that's interesting.
He wants more than just DK.
Oh, like 1 for 1. It's kind of fair. It's just wide receiver switching the offense.
Yeah.
Now I want to hear what's your guys' trade you're gonna talk about.
I mean, we talked about it, but it was essentially like the main pieces was Tet for Brees Hall.
Yeah, it's tough. I want to believe in Ted.
Swing the mic his way.
Trading is hard this year. I don't know.
really? I noticed.
Like I'm struggling. Not just it's
Well, don't swing
Like,
it when you're talking.
yeah. Finding like equal values. Like I try to make trades fair and not like lopsided. But it's like because I was talking to Dylan, I was like I kind of want to trade for Tet, but like I couldn't find a way where I was underpaying or overpaying for him. I couldn't find like a happy medium.
Well, it's the same thing what I told you with Carter. Like, I gave him what I thought was a
I
fair
thought that
trade,
was pretty fair.
and then he's like, "No, Waddle's worth way more than that." I'm like, "Are we serious?"
What
Like,
was
I
the
get
trade?
it was like
He's getting
it was
picky.
Pickens and Mason for Waddle and Dobbins,
It was not bad.
and then he's like, "No,
No,
Waddle's
no
so
offense
much
to
better."
you, but I think I would rather have the Carter side.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like there, but like,
But
he's-
it's not far off.
he was
That's what I
making
told
it
you.
seem like Waddle was so much higher value than.
I love
Well, he had the
Little
game
biased
against the
guy over here.
Panthers. He had 27 points. He's like, he's popping off. I'm like, dude, he had one game. Like, I get there's no Tyreek Hill, but we had one game. And then I was like, okay, trade talks are done. He's like, I'll trade you Devonta Smith or Ladd. I'm like, okay. I send him an offer. Actually, I think I'm gonna wait for Aaron Jones to come back to see where my team is. Why?
Dude, I tried to scam Finn a few times, but he won't budge. He's too knowledgeable. I miss having Aiden so much. He was the best.
me when the free easy trade guy is gone and.
Jets defense sold. It was so nice.
But we'll get something done probably, Gavin. It's just
Oh,
I'm
there you
worried
go, Michael.
about Ted
CeeDee
because
Lamb
it's
is
like,
out.
I feel like he's
I
1 week
expect
away
this
from
week,
being
but
a top 10 receiver,
Next
but
week.
he also might be 1 week away from just
Next
staying
week.
where he is for the entire season.
if not,
Or I guess not 1 week away. He's just staying where
Could
he is.
still
for the
send him to
entire
me.
season. It's tough. I don't know. But do we have anything else to discuss on the podcast?
Do you want to fix my flex this week? Because I'm quite damaged on trying to figure out who to put in.
Darren Waller.
For real.
Well, then I also Darren Waller's probably guaranteed to go in, but then I'm left with Brian Thomas and Ricky Pearsall and DK Metcalf.
Brian
Brian
Thomas.
Thomas. It's Moneyball.
I would start Brian and
If
DK.
you got a consistent 10,
Brian and
play
DK over Darren Waller.
Yeah, I would.
Darren Waller's gotten like 4 targets.
That's a good point.
He's bad, so I'm kind of.
I mean, he might be the new Johnu for all we
I
know.
need to
where
get
he just
rid of
gets a
someone,
touchdown
which is
every
almost
game.
guaranteed to be Troy Franklin. But
I'm willing. Oh, I'm willing to trade Dobbs if anyone wants him. Romeo Dobbs. It's for sale.
I don't know why you picked him up. That was like the most obvious trap of all time.
I'm gonna start him.
You're gonna start him with
You do-
confidence.
Yeah, you do that,
Over
buddy.
Chase Brown.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can't really argue that.
I mean, yeah.
All right, do I start Hunter Henry over Chase Brown? Who the fuck do I start?
Do you want to trade Chase Brown?
Kind of.
I'll take him off your hands.
What though?
Do you want like a real nothing burger of a nothing
Remember how
burger?
I said at the beginning of the podcast that watching
Yeah,
people do
we
the
should
do
trades
this
is
again.
not
Yeah,
you can end it.
entertaining.
We can end it. But
All right.
Who else is watching?
no one.
Me. I'm gonna send this to my professor probably.
Until next week, this has been Gridiron Banter. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Donate to our Patreon.
I'm glad I was back for
You
1 week
can't-
to settle
You
this.
can't plug a Patreon we don't have.
Why don't we? Where's our shorts, Michael?
I got
Don't
the-
sit there and laugh.
Things have really fallen apart since I've left. I've noticed coming back here. You know.